telling our people the goodness in kidnapping, teaching them how to kidnap. And the people that Oluwale Mba commissioned in Enugu State are the one kidnapping. We will deal with them. We will deal with them. We have found their roots. Those people doing kidnapping at also one, your days are numbered. Go and tell your Fulani masters that the strategy they gave you is not working, because we are dealing with you anyway, and you are hearing the results. So agriculture will be made compulsory in Biafran school, just like when school, when there is a holidays in the school, the children in the school from nursery to primary, post-primary will go for their, depend on their level, in military exercise, because every child born in Biafra will be a soldier. That these two will be defense and agriculture will be compulsory. Go to hell with English. We don't need it. It has not done any good to us. We cannot even use it when Biafra comes. Chukwu Okike Abiama, who is the creator of all languages, will give us a language we are going to use. And I want to thank you all. Remain strong and continue to stand beside the able man, our able Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. As we forge ahead and looking forward for the goodies that will be coming from the Biafran self-referendum that is going to take place in Finland, I wish all of you will be there. Thank you, and may God bless Biafra.
Thank you so much, my brother Success. Thank you so much. It has been long. I've missed your voice here on the space, honestly. How have you been? Thank you so much for coming. And I want to add something to what you just said about those that are going to our land to cause havoc. You know, I pity, like you said, I pity those people that are married to Nigerian terrorists, because each and every one of them are terrorists. Once you're working, your commander is a terrorist, and it doesn't matter if you're innocent or not, if you're genuine or not, you're also a terrorist. Just like you said, that many that got married last month have lost their husbands and they are not even aware. You remember vividly some time ago when they buried many military men, many military personnel in the night. They buried them in a mass grave. They give them mass burial in the north. Without, our leader announced it then on the air, that those that are being buried, have you told their family members that they are dead already? That period, Boko Haram slaughtered them in their numbers. You will see dead bodies littered all over the forest. But these people did not summon courage to call the family members of these people that they have slaughtered, because one of the survivors said that his fellow comrade, that is a sniper, a left-handed sniper, that his fellow comrade shot him directly from the back. And he said in Fulani language that he's killing Boko Haram too much. That is killing Boko Haram too much. The people that are sponsoring and aiding this terrorism in order to take the indigenous land, we never sincerely give you all the backings that you need to take out the terrorist. It beats my imagination that those that know better, that should know better, your fellow killer, Olusegun Obasanjo said that if insurgency lasts for 2 days in a state, then know that the government have put hand in that insurgency, that it benefits the government. And this one have lasted for many years now and still going. And governments of the day will come out and tell you that they want to go and negotiate with Boko Haram for the interest of the Fulani terrorists all over the world. Yet you are still there serving that you are a Nigerian, that you are a patriotic Nigerian. I pray, one prayer is what I have for all of you. Since our leader called on you guys long time ago, even if you're not getting any other thing, go and start cutting down trees in your village. Go and start cultivating. If you don't have any ancestral land, go and buy one. Go and push wheelbarrow. It will be better and honorable for you than to die and die for nothing and you'll be forgotten forever and ever. One prayer is what I have for you. May Nigeria happen to you, because Nigeria is an embargo of death, is where people are being slaughtered. Thank you so much, my brother Success, for that wonderful submission and coming around. God bless you. The first.
Thank you, Machinekes. Thank you, guys. We must continue. We must continue. You have to eat first before you speak English. So we choose agriculture, and that's just it. We choose agriculture. We have to build Biafra before we try to die trying to learn how to speak English. Now, the measurement of how intelligent you are in that zoological republic is measured by how much English and vernacular and grammar that you can speak. That is a country that was never built to last, and that is why Nigeria is going down every day, and it will continue to go down. And BIAFRANS, we are going to put the last nail to the coffin of the zoo, and then we will close that chapter. Let's go to Mary, our only Mary, you have the mic. Please raise your hand if you haven't spoken. Mary, tell talk, tell camp, or mute yourself.
Oh, can you hear me? Mary, tell camp.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Sorry, it's Mary Telcam.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, my brothers, my sisters. Thank you, Simons. And thank you, Biafra land. You all Biafra. My people. I just want to say one thing before I will jump in agriculture. You know, our Prime Minister, BIAFRANS. Do you know what? When I start following our PM, if our PM will have some times to be showing us that time when it starts, how Nigerian zoo government, their soldiers, how then they kill them. It's that time. Please, I'm sorry, just a moment. Somebody is the door. Oh, thank you very much.
All right. While we are waiting on Mary, let's go to Chinedu. Mary, just when you're ready, just raise your hand. And then Chinedu, unmute yourself.
Hello, my brothers, my family. Good afternoon. For me, I would say we should go. I go for agriculture because we need to make agriculture compulsory in schools and then make English maybe a minor subject in school. We need to. It is high time we, because most of the people, most of our students and pupils, they don't know much about that. So for us to promote our economy as well in Biafra land, I I suggest we make um, agriculture compulsory in Biafra land, and also even Igbo language, because some people, even why I even wonder Igbo language, because most of the Biafrans who are living outside Biafra land, like maybe in the north, in the west, by the time they come back, you just, especially my family now, almost all my uncles' children now, they don't even speak Igbo at all. They don't even understand. So for people like that now, when they come back, we need to, make Igbo language as our official language. Then maybe English might just be, like if a minor course or maybe a minor subject for other people, so that they can learn our tradition, learn our mother tongue, and then be part of what is going on in the society, because most of it doesn't know anything that is going on. So I prefer agriculture to that English. Thank you. If I have any other thing, I'll still raise my hand and talk.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We must continue. Mary, you are ready. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Please, my people, I'm so sorry for the disturbing. Somebody was in the door. And I want to say something. You know, I was talking about our PM with zoo government. You guys know, zoo government, Biafra, they are sucking blood. There is no security in Nigerian zoo government. No man, they doesn't experience from 1966. No one know what is government. No one. If they tell you, it's lie. I'm telling you the truth. Since when I was born in Nigerian zoo government, till in this my age, you never even experience what is light. Talking about to see a good, only people you know, they are living a good life. It's only people who they into politician. It's only government people. And you know all this zoo government. That time when I start to follow our zoo, our PM in zoo Nigeria, when they review how those people they die, you know, nobody is showing all those things anymore. Our PM they show that time real. When these people saying is not following Biafra, I'm talking about before that, when our PM start, what they start with. When did they show these people how then they die? That time me and they ask myself, oh my God, nobody know all these things in this world. Where this man they find all this kind of thing? Is that this kind of thing is happening? So if our PM now we no even get time to show all those kind of things, even just get small, let me say everybody go scatter. Nigerian zoo government go find way to hide their head. They no go see. Because I know our PM, oh my God, things too much for that man, you know, dragon, too much. But wisdom of God will continue to carry him on. Coming back to our agriculture, see what zoo government Britain do to us. My grandmother, my own grandmother, was working with how they call that time, Canado Estate. You know, this palm fruit. You will go there, meal. They will bring palm fruit. They will bring palm oil. And that time, it was in Akampa, in Cross River. Anybody will hear this thing, all those will go that side. Maybe people will hear this word, they will know I'm saying the truth. My own grandmother, if I tell you my age now, and this kind time, all those things is not exist anymore. My grandmother was working in Carado Estate in the mill company where then they cut palm fruit and they bring the oil, press the oil. It's a company. And they will bring the oil. Nobody knows where the oil go to. Every month we will hear pion 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 when they, you know, every month they will pay money, where they bring the money, come to pay them. And they will bring the palm oil, they will break the kernel, the skin, the scale of the kernel, the shaft, all those things. It was useful and they get a lot of praise. All those things, that time people they work. And when my mother come back, my grandmother have, like when women come back, they will go to the farm, they have like a pineapple farm. They have all this pepper, and that time they don't have time. People they come from somewhere. That time I don't know. Nana, I know what was going on. They will come back. They will come like on Wednesday, where they are off, because then they don't have time to go to the farm to pluck those things. They will go to the farm. The people were ready. Sometimes they will go to the farm. They pluck the pineapple. That time we did small. We go pluck the pineapple, heap on one place. Pepper, all those kind of things. And we will be children. That time we will group as a children. We will make like group in time of wait. If you work for me, I will come for you the next day with food. We will do all those things. Why I'm saying this thing? Because it's very, very important what Britain did to us. Things was very, very okay. And after, like this tree, all this they call it banana, pineapple something tree. Then they bring all those things come from Ogoja, tree them, and they get rainbow tree. Rainbow tree. If you see the tree, get different kind of colors. Yeah, there is one time like that when this Fulani starts to bring us in this poverty and this calamity where we cannot come out. I'm telling you about what I see. That for this agriculture, those things was something where people make money out of it and make their living out of it. So, do you know what happened? I think that time it was in the time of rule of Obasanjo. When that time come, they start to kill those palm fruits, cut the palm fruits down, destroy everything. People stop work, no work. Since when they bring money come, if you go that place, every month your children will be happy and things is going on. When they kill those things, they change our brain. That time we get oil. People get oil. Our land, mineral resources, everything there in there. But we believe in handwork. I'm not talking about sugarcane in that time. You're working, and you have your own farm. That time cow, no day. Nothing like, this is food. Gary, we don't have cow everywhere. Those things, they move on. So this thing, when I'm trying to tell you the experience from where they call Obasanjo. That time we they hear Obasanjo, because in those kind area, you don't know who is covering you. We don't even know. Nobody knows whether you're in Nigeria or when you're here in Nigeria. That time where they try to change Nigerian national anthem to obey the idiot. Oh God go punish Britain. Jehovah Almighty go destroy Britain to the toe. My darling, this thing I'm telling you, the thing, if I tell you, I will be crying. Biafra. See, my uncle, you see this Boko Haram where we are talking about? This Boko Haram, still in that time, where all this plantain they make, my uncle, by that time, he was a evangelist. We don't know as a Boko Haram, they was calling as a Muslim. Then they bomb churches. In that time, now where my eye open, say this thing no be today. Biafran, this Islamic, this demonic, this God where they are playing, they think they can score. They can never, because there is some people with bitter heart. There is some people where we say, if God Almighty now woman being, get patient. We for don't squeeze all of anybody where get blood. We for don't use our hand. In short, in our own way, we for don't do them anything we like. Make Britain know say there is people who hurt. My uncle, in that time, no be now, I'm talking about. Till today, my grandmother is crying. You see this Christianity where they are confusing you people. There is real people with real, where we are talking about nature. There is people. But do you know what Britain did to us? Destroy everything in our brain. My uncle was born in the church. That time, he traveled to Cameroon to evangelist to preach. And that time they say they bomb churches because of Muslim. And I believe my uncle was in that people. Nobody know what they are. Do you know when this thing, I'm talking about my own experience. Then you come imagine from 1966. Till now, where they are still killing you, they are still preaching a piece and pieces. God Almighty, if you know wake up, where this day still bright, it will be so difficult if you follow churches. My uncle was a real believer, so we need to wake up now, where the day still bright. We need to stand up and stand with our prime minister, because Nigeria is a evil.
Thank you.
We need to stand up and fight for that agriculture. Oil, they use it and kill us. We need to tell them, now God gift. You can't comot what God give person. You can't bless. You can't remove what God give to woman being. You can't comot nature. No man born you a woman. So don't follow this all you feel your life. Oh, stand up now where we are talking about, because there is many things. There is secret where Britain did to us. So please, thank you very much, my people.
Thank you,
God bless you guys.
Our own Quenetic Angel Mary. Thank you for that. We must continue. We must continue. Let's go to our own Chinedu. Chinedu, unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you once again. I want to say.
Oh, you've spoken before, right?
Yes, I just want to make a contribution.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
All right, 30 seconds. Go ahead, 30 seconds. Go ahead, 30 seconds since you already unmuted.
Okay, thank you. Please, I want to say that, please, once we have our freedom, I mean our independence in schools, please, let's let's make history also compulsory. And what the history should be about should be history of Biafra, how we have suffered in the hands of this zoo called Nigeria, how British make us to be slave under Nigeria for over 60 years. Like, they should make it to be so that our people can know our history, know what we have passed through. Then another thing is the issue of project. Please, I would like if there will be nothing like project, like when somebody finish institution. I don't think we should adopt that, because I think we are doing our constitution by ourselves. So I don't believe that we should please adopt anything like.
Thank you.
Because like right now, I know in Nigeria, I have seen many people have tell me their experience with writing project and all that. Meanwhile, in the United
States, thank you.
When you finish your university,
thank you. I believe our Prime Minister, if you're following the struggle, you know that our Prime Minister have said that we will start everything from scratch. I believe you've heard him say that like 1,000 times. And our history didn't start in 1960. I don't know. Our history dates back thousands of years, and that is what history is. It's not 1960. Of course, I know what you mean.
1814.
Yeah. Even dates are longer than that, before the colonial came. Our history was existing longer and long before that. So, and all of that, we would dig everything out. There's a lot that we still have to discover about who we are. All of those things we will all get it out, and those are the history that will be taught in Biafran school. Everything will be from scratch. Everything that they've hidden, even the one that the British are hiding, they must bring it out. Though. Everything, all of it, and that's why we are fighting. That's why if you're not a part of this movement, what you gain, right? If you're not part of this movement of liberation, so that we can become free, what benefit are you getting? If you serve Nigeria, you come back in shame. You die fighting for Biafra, your history will be immortalized. You will be remembered hundreds and hundreds of years to come, and they will never stop talking about you. We had a program last time. It was a good time to be alive, where we talked about what the chances that this generation of Biafra have, and which is to make history. We are making history, and you must be part of this history. You must be part of this history. Like I said, for those that wasn't here when I make the announcement, you look on the Jumbotron. We have a GoFundMe account that goes to the Biafra government, and it's on the Jumbotron. Just click on the link, and it takes you there, and then you pay money. Money is needed. You don't fight freedom with just bare hands. We are not going to send our men out on a suicide mission where Fulani has chain guns, all of it. They're even shooting down airplane and you want our men to go out and face them with bare hands. No, we need money we must finance this movement. So please go there, share it with people that ordinarily are not making donations. Share it with your family, friends. It's a GoFundMe account. Now the government has made it easier for everybody to now be able to donate. So there is no more excuse why you didn't donate, why you were not part of this movement, why you didn't do your part. We must encourage our prime minister and the government, our Omada, those that are fighting, those that are making decisions, and they are, so far, in my opinion, they are making the best decision, and the Nigerian government are crying. We must encourage them, and how do we do that? By giving our support, turning up to fundraising, doing the needful. Today now we have GoFundMe, and I know it's just gonna get better and better. And so please go there and do the needful. Our co-host Mouthpiece, you have the mic.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to say anything, but I just want to let Gaddafi know I've been sending him mic that is not picking up, but it seems because he didn't me saying I'm not sending him the mic. So please, Gaddafi, pick up the mic. I've sent it again. Please pick up the mic. Thank you. Go ahead first.
Thank you. Thank you. Gaddafi, if it's not working, just go out and come back in. Our minister, if you just go out, come back in, and then request, or we'll send it back to you again. We must continue. We can never relent. It is Biafra first. And that is what this topic actually points towards to. We are done taking cultures that is not ours. We are done adopting things that is not indigenous to us. The democracy we will practice in Biafra will be democracy of the Biafran people that puts Biafra's need first. We put our stomach first, our well-being first, not to go and speak the biggest grammar in the world, and yet we are dying of poverty. That's not the kind. That doesn't show wisdom. Chinese, they don't speak. They barely speak any. Indians, the same thing. They barely speak any language, English, but they are living fine. They are not having to die in the Mediterranean Sea trying to cross into Europe. They don't have to do fasting and prayer for 90 days just to get a visa. They don't have to do all of this nonsense that we've been subjected to. So we are going to adopt Biafran made. It has to be Biafran wine. It has to be Biafran rice. It has to be, even the cows has to be Biafran made. Breed in Biafra land, made in Biafra land, everything. And those that we cannot do, we will source it out and then teach our people how to go and do it, instead of giving money to people that don't deserve it. We will encourage Biafrans to develop and learn and do Biafran. That is what it's going to be. It's going to be Biafran all day, all night. Let's go to Chooks. Chooks, you have the mic. Chooks, you have mic.
Thank you, my people. I'm very grateful meeting you here again today in this daily awareness and serious assignment the Lord has given us all to do for our freedom, English and agriculture, which should be made compulsory. I want to start by saying that originally our fathers, before the genesis of education, our fathers are known with agriculture. Our fathers are known with training some animals that are random. Our fathers, that is agriculture and farming, raising domestic animals. Our fathers are known with as one papas. Who is talking?
I just muted him. Go ahead. I just muted him. Please, when you come
Okay.
up, don't unmute yourself. Go ahead, Chooks.
Okay. So before the missionary came in 1857 through the CMS that was formed in 1799 in Anglican Church England, which is traditional church. The CMS Church Missionary Society is one of the organizations in the Anglican Church then. They are people who discovered Christ and preach the salvation of man. They form a team that preaches to get the people who this slavery are people, their people are coming, using them to sell their people. They decided to go and preach to them so they will stop this evil of slavery, which has been passed since to be stopped in the house of the Lord, but in England, but implementation was not difficult. Just as I know, Biafra has been declared. Now, implementation, many people are sabotaging it. So when they came, why I'm saying this is because of our topic, education, because it baffles me that it pains my heart that some persons give birth to their children and they will never teach their children their language, because the best way for one to be enslaved by a slave master is to change your language. 2, change your name. 3, and change your attire and your male. That person will change forever and thrown away from his entity. So this CMS group, when they decided that they need to go and preach to these people, because they have known that they discovered that they cannot do anything to this, there are people who are this furthering and they're championing the slave masters, slave trading, and it was a big business. They can't do them anything that will generate stopping it. They decided to go to that Africa that are coming in to preach to people who they are using, just as they are using our people now to sabotage our struggle, so that when they know the truth, they will stop selling their people. And when they came, they noticed that they can't understand our language and they can speak our language. They also noticed that our people do not know how to read and write. They introduced education. When they introduced that education, before they introduced that education, they started to learn our language. They devoted themselves to learn our language in order to pass information to our people. And when they saw that their education is important, that they need to teach our people, and they began to learn our language, Igbo language, in order to communicate our people. Also, they also came with some of our people who are Igbos, who were sold in slavery too, like J.C. Taylor was an Igbo man, Simon Jonas was an Igbo man, Augustus Amadilo was an Igbo man. They all came with these men who were Igbo, who were sold in slavery, and they came with them, and many of them still understand our language, Igbo. And through them, they joined together and they began to struggle to form and to give our people Igbo alphabet. It was them that formulated Igbo alphabet that they gave us for first time the Igbo language, Igbo alphabet, ABCD, FAG, was introduced. That the people that formulated that our alphabet order of Igbo language. And they sat down after they formulated it. They wanted also to first make us to understand the gospel in our own language first. They came with one one teaching called Dr. Was Catechism, which translated to Igbo language by J.C. Taylor, a Igbo man. And there are the people who went on. Then in their process, there is a book that is first published in Igbo called Azundo. The book Azundo, because the back cover color is green color. Green color. Akwụkwọ ndụ. That was the origin of the meaning of green mean, the ndụ. Akwụkwọ azụ ya na-acha ndụ ndụ. That was the first publication. Then akwụkwọ azụ ndụ na-acha ndụ ndụ is the main akwụkwọ, was the main akwụkwọ. Those days, that book is still in my father's abati today. My father got a copy of it. Then it went on. They went to our school. After they formulated the alphabet and they began to join the alphabet and they started teaching. In those days, the CMS that came with the doctrine, the church, because after they finished preaching, they now called the traditional church to send the ministers. Because many of them are committed businessmen, committed class working people. They are not full-time ministers of God, some of them. Those days, the school, when they opened the school, you must start learning in your language. You must start learning your language until you go to primary 3. That's when they start to introduce to you English language. That was the origin for you to know your language, because any man that did not know his or her language is already a slave, is already a man without vision of himself. Then it was called Ntakala. When you started Ntakala, Akagi, when Akagi Tokasani is across Waluna your shoulder, Baha said, okay, what do you qualify? I got school. And they started. My grandfather narrated this story to us. I did not understand it then. My father now told me some of them, apart from the one I researched on myself. Now, the Ntakara, after when you finish Ntakara, you now enter primary 1 to primary 3. From primary 3, if you pass, because you must pass your language well, they must be in your fingertips. That is what will enable you to enter primary 3 and primary 4, and then start to learn English language. And today, in our education, a child will go to school. Immediately he enters school, maybe from 4 years or 5 years, as the case may be. The first thing that must be introduced to that child, immediately he started talking, is ABCD. And it pains my heart. ABCD. That child will not be introduced first with his language. And it's a tragedy that even some of our teachers in our schools didn't know how to write and read our Igbo language. It's amazing that somebody who is a master holder, somebody who is a PhD holder, will tell you boldly, hey, Amachakwa Igbo. Amachakwa Igbo. It pains me. That September, when the school was closed, I called two teachers. I wanted to engage my pupils, my children, in holiday lesson, Igbo language. When I mentioned Igbo language, I was shocked. My wife was telling me that this teacher said that she did not know Igbo well. Hey, it pains my heart. But all of us will be looking, reading, even that English we are reading. We don't know the English well. It changed immediately. The second missionary came.
30 seconds.
Missionary came. But they came. The first thing they will teach their pupils, their children, their school, their pupils is English. And whenever the child comes home, he'll be speaking English to the parents. And the parents say, this is the school. This is where to go. And that reduce our education. Today, when I was growing, I know that we have what we call Ago, Mbala, Ebane Jolo, Nofia. Whenever we're about to go to that farm, Niageri, Agebuejen, Kagi Sieba, Agebueje, Ana Lolo, Ana Huji, Na Kolo, Na Swallow, Iba Kayano Gidon Tisisu Bedanana. Today, that place is a extraordinary desert. And nobody is interested again in farming. Everybody is interested in a white collar job. And it's a problem. It's a problem.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, Chika, for that. Thank you. We must continue. Chooks, that was Chooks. Chika, have you spoken?
No, sir. I haven't spoken yet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, greetings from here, great BIAFRANS. This topic gladdens my heart. Why it gladdens my heart is that we are taking back what belongs to us. This is for real. I mean, when I mean for real, it's not about a grammar. I remembered when I was very young, in the 70s, because I joined Fund 1 1975 when I was just 8 years old. The priority of my parents is just farm, rearing of cow, goats, chicken, and anything rearable. You know, they are very, very enterprising in this. And things were okay. Very, very, very okay. So I came in contact with someone who says the way to do this thing is, instead of buying all these important things, why don't we bring those company here and establish here, and we learn from them, and in the next future we take over from them. This young man has a very fantastic concept, but the system where we found ourselves can never allow such to happen. That's a zoo. Now, some of our brothers who went outside to study, they came back with, a very high degree. When you meet any of these politicians, look at what I studied. How do we, marry this into the system? They will tell you to write to so and so ministry. You write, They will carry the paper and put under the listing. Never knew that the agenda is just one, to ensure that, you know, nobody have any job. A graduate in my state, Biafra land, what are they doing? They are doing Okada, Keke, just little thing that. And when these people open their mouth and speak this English, you will think that there's school in England. But the job is not there. They make things so difficult and, enslave us. So it's hard time we put our mind where we are going. And this is why I came across this topic, English and agriculture, which should be made compulsory. Agriculture, of course. Mmadụ ga-eliju n'afọ before na-asụ bekee. Ọkwa ka o mee ndị be anyị. Hello, great BIAFRANS. Are you guys hearing me?
Loud and clear.
That's good.
So, my brother.
Hey, a na-asị na a na-esi n'ụlọ ama mma bụ ilo, a na-esi n'ilo na-ama mma abata be mmadụ. So this very topic, I so much fall in love with it because I hapụ nnukwu bekee a na-agwa onwe anyị nke bụ eziokwu. At least iru ga-aka mma karịa ka ugbu a. You understand? So Makana, I came in contact with someone from Japan. I said, why is it that Japan is so prosperous? He said, what he has just found here is that there are so many languages and everybody is trying to speak English and nobody is interested to know what can be done so that the economy will improve. I said, like what? He said we should go back to our, to our culture. When you go back to your culture, you will learn from your forefathers. Then small, what call it? How do I put it? Just small touches from what you gather outside. You can now, begin to do things extraordinary. Like this modern days, we talk about aquamarine, marine culture, mechanized farming, all those type of things that were not in existence before. We can now bring in that. Like before, we don't know what is called, machine that farm. So all those things is what we can now input into the system. Then we can have a large farm. We can even start, canning those farm products and export and earn more money than even the so-called crude oil or whatever. So I love this very topic, and I pray that Almighty Elohim, whom we serve, that is always with us, will continue to strengthen us with His Spirit, so that we will achieve our aims and objectives. Like our leader Onyendu Mazina the kind of rightly said, he said, the key to this is consistency, and this is what is playing out here. I thank you, Ifeanyi, the host. May God
thank you.
Bless you. Good man.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Wonderful person. I pray for you every night. I pray for our leader.
First.
I pray for our PM. You guys, you are from heaven, descended on earth to come and do the will of Elohim. I pray that Almighty God will continue to bless you and enrich your pocket, because this work cannot be completed except there is cash. So we that are still in Biafra land, we are struggling. They even to get data and listen to program all the time is somehow very difficult. Sometimes there will no light. We look for where to charge our phone, just like that. The problem is many, but we are consistent. And may Elohim bless us. I said this. Of Chicho Kiabama. He said.
Thank you. It's the first, but thank you. We must continue. We have praise Maze Amarawane. You've spoken before, I believe. Let's go to praise Elohim. Chinedu, you spoke before. And then praise Elohim, Ugo Chuku, and then Agujiebe. They haven't spoken at all. So let's go to praise Elohim. Unmute yourself.
My greetings to all my brothers and sisters on the space. My greetings to the host and to the co-host, to our supreme leader, to Mazi Simon Ekpa, our prime minister. Before I comment on our topic, permit me to say a few words to the indigenous people of the zoo. Benue people, they are killing you on daily basis. You keep crying. And each time you cry to the same people that are killing you to come to your rescue, to come to help you. Is there no Nnamdi Kanu in your midst? Don't you have Simon Ekpa in your midst? How long will they slaughter you? How long will they kill you, Benue people? You were called the food basket of Nigeria. Today, what is happening to you? Benue people, you cry always. Your land is littered with IDPs all over. Your forests have been taken over. Your farmlands have been taken over. Your villages have been taken over. Don't you have Nnamdi Kanu in your midst? Don't you have Simon Ekpa in your midst? Plateau people, what is going on with you? They kill you on daily basis. They slaughter you from time to time. You cry. You weep. You call on the same government, the same terrorist government that have been killing you to come to your rescue. What is happening to you? Don't you have Martin Nnamdi Kanu in your midst? Don't you have Simon Ekpa in your midst? Southern Kaduna.
All right, I think they dropped him. Praise Elohim, are you still here? He's having connection issue. All right, while we try to get him back.
Thank you. I want to say something on what our brother just said. Oh, the first is also having a connection problem. The first, I'll be sending you back the mic so that you come back. What is happening? Okay, let me reset. He was asking a question. Is it that the middle belt, they don't have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa? They do. But you know, when Elohim sent you a helper and you ignored it, and you did not utilize that helper, what he will do, he will allow that helper to be withdrawn from you, and once it's withdrawn from you, you will suffer the consequences. When our brother Obadiah Malafia, God raised Obadiah Malafia to be the voice that will be speaking for the Benue people and all Middle Belt and states. But these people allowed Obadiah Malafia to be killed by the same terrorist government of Nigeria. And today it takes many generations for people like this to be born. Is it because Elohim loved us? Elohim loved us. We are a special breed of Elohim. That's why he will give us this person. As we are talking about that person, he will give us another one. He installed them in chain because he already promised David that David will never lack any man on the throne. That's why Biafrans always have somebody that will be standing on the gap. But to other people, once you lose the one that Elohim give you, you are gone and you are gone. Had it been Yoruba people did not rally around Sunday Igboho, what will be happening in Yoruba land as we speak? Not only in Lorin that they will be giving order, they will be giving order to all the Yoruba nation. That they don't want to see anything traditional practices anymore. But because they themselves, they saw what is coming. At least this one that can even do something and Fulani will panic. Let's protect him and send him outside. But these ones, these other ones, the middle belters, they were so naive. Even when this man was shouting, saying a lot of things, giving the revelation of what is happening now, that these people has a mandate that will start 2022, attached to what our leader is saying on daily basis. Because our leader gave this prophecy way back 2012, 13, 14, 15. Or 2015, the heat was much. He was telling that these people are coming and the government of the day will back them. These people are coming and the government of the day will back them. And today they are here. Who will save them? The man that should have been speaking both to the international community or rally around the Biafrans to see the security structure that will be put in place to combat these terrorist people, Fulani people. The man have been taken down by the same terrorist government of one Nigeria. So they don't have any man to stand. Another man that would have stand is Ghana. And Ghana also was lured into believing that they were giving him amnesty and they killed him. That's why today the Biafran said it's Biafran first, and we have to present our interests first. That the English that these people gave to us is not working for us. They give us English, take culture, take tradition, take agriculture, take every other thing that should make us reason. Every other thing that we'll be doing for ourselves and it will be benefiting us. They take it away and give us only English. Everybody and those that can speak and those that cannot speak, anyhow you're speaking it, you are proud of yourself. But you're not proud owner of one agricultural farm or something. You're not proud of any other thing but that language. That is the borrowed language. And the thing went to the extent to make our children, today you see that this person is a celebrity. That person, what is he showcasing? His attire or her attire and everything that she represent or he represent. What is it? What is the language, his body language and everything? Because once a Yoruba man appear without even speaking, you say this is a Yoruba man. If a Fulani man appear without even speaking, you say this is a Fulani man. But those you call your celebrity, what is their identity? They don't have any identity. English have taken a place of the culture and tradition in them. They have lost the identity because of this same English. So Elohim has in one point or the other sent the savior to all the people that are trapped in this contraption, but many make misuse to their own. And today it is gone and it is gone. They have to live at the mercy of the Fulani. Thank you so much, my brother Sam. The first. Okay, Mapis wants to say something. Mapis, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I had wanted to answer that our brother that was calling on the Benue people, just to inform him that what is happening to the Benue people today is the repercussion of what happened to the Biafrans. They are suffering today because of the sins of their forefathers or their fathers. And Gowon is the one in particular that brought that curse on them. Secondly, the gods made them to be weak. They close their eyes, they close their ears, they are not even thinking with their brain at all to know what they're supposed to do. They're just lamenting and calling on the same people who are killing them to come to their rescue. It's just unfathomable. I don't even know how to even fathom it at all. And coming to this English language they're talking about, we're talking about here. I was handing over to my co-workers one morning, and then one Caucasian or one white lady said, "Oh, you should have said it this, you should have said it that way." I said, "Excuse you, don't you ever, ever, ever in your life when I'm handing over and you try to correct me, I should have said this, I should have said that." I asked her, I said, "Do you speak my language?" And she turned red. I said, "I'm asking you, do you speak my language? Do you even know come in my own language? And you are here trying to tell me I should have used this, not this one. You're trying to correct me with your..." I say, "Will you shut your trap and don't ever, ever again interrupt me when I'm talking? So if you already understood what I said, then why are you the hell telling me I should have said this word? I shouldn't have used this word." Man, look, it is high time we tell these people that they are so ignorant. I told her, "You are so ignorant that you think that your language is that of the world, that everyone must speak it, everyone must know the nuances, everyone must know the terms, you must use the right word. How dare you? You should be bowing to me that I can speak your language because you can't speak mine." Anyways, so let us continue, and it's high time we tell these people that they are nothing. Okay, so thank you. Over to you, my wonderful host and my co-host. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Machineke, for that. We must continue. Praise Elohim. I think they really don't like you today. They don't want to. Maybe you're having network issues, but we must continue. We must continue. You know, it's funny how these people have dealt with us. We even went to the extent of even changing our names, adopting foreign names that we know nothing about because of a story that they told us. And then while we were all learning to speak grammar, they were raping the Biafra land, desecrating our land, destroying everything that we hold dear, and we abandoned everything that was original to us. They took our democracy, bastardized it, and then gave it to us. So what have we really benefited? That's why we are. It's not Biafra. We are not fighting for Biafra so that everybody will now speak in grammar. We see how many PhD grammar that or how many masters in gender studies or some nonsense that they have pumped into our brain. That's not what we are. Starting everything from scratch. We are starting everything from beginning, and we will fix it, all of it. We'll take those that benefit us. We'll dump those that have nothing to do with us. It is Biafra first in everything that we do. Biafra first. We can't be fighting and dying, and our men paying the ultimate price to defend the land of Biafra, and we sacrificing everything to make sure that this gospel is being preached and that Biafra awareness is at the highest level, and our prime minister abandoning everything, our Mazindam, they cannot abandon everything, all for this quest to now, after we've sacrificed everything, we will now adopt a foreign, we might as well remain in the zoo. If that's why because zoo is foreign, we might as well just, accept zoo as our Lord and personal Savior. But that's not why we are fighting. We are fighting so that we can build a better society that resemble us, that nobody have to, run away from their land to go to another man's country to go and, get a greener pasture, right? Where the what you have to offer as a human being is not, based on how much grammar you can speak, because that's how they have, that's what Nigeria operates on. It's about how much grammar you can speak, and then they will give you whatever position that It's not about what you have to offer. It's not about what God has given you. It's not about the talent and what your destiny is. No, it's about how much grammar you have to speak. And Nigeria, that's why till today they remain the poorest. They have the most population of people that can speak English, at least in the African and outside of the England and America, and so many of them. Nigeria has one of the largest population of English speakers, but where has that gotten them? Nowhere. Nowhere. They still cannot produce toothpick, not even pencils. They don't even have cow. Fulani are, telling you how, all of those cows. And that's what Biafra would do different. Original. Our agriculture will be original so that, if we are all these diseases that they are sending and shipping down to Africa. We know that we know we won't be eating all this junk, and all these diseases will just go away because everything will be natural, everything will be Biafra made, all our food products, even our medicines, so that when we die, we know why we're dying. Because right now we die, we don't even know the food. If the food doesn't kill you, if Fulani doesn't kill you, the food will. If the doesn't kill you, the bad road will. If the bad road doesn't kill you, the hospital will. So you will die of something. And when you don't die of that, of something, the oil spill that Shell, ExxonMobil, and all these giant oil companies have spilled in the land will get inside, somehow get inside your stomach, and that will kill you. They've been telling us about Ogoni cleanup. That hasn't been done. The fishes get contaminated because of the oil that they have. These people are dealing with us on so many levels. That's why the life expectancy is below 50. If you hit 50 years, you say, man, thank you, Jesus, I hit 50. We have to put a stop to the madness. What we have been taught is self-hate. How to hate ourselves, not to love ourselves, not to see that there is, they tell you that there is beauty in diversity, but what about culture and was there beauty in my culture when they created Nigeria and tried to force something that is alien and force it down our throats? And then since then, Nigeria has been held together at gunpoint. If you decide you don't want to be Nigeria, you die. What about that kind of diversity? That's the diversity that, of course, they will give to us, because it gives them unfettered access to our resources, gives them unfettered access to what we have in the land. The life of the people be damned. They don't care about the life of the people. That's why that idiot will open his mouth and tell you, for Africa, I think it was the one from Kenya, said, for Africa to rise, tribe must die. And I'm looking at the Okoko. Looking at the Okoko, they go to the colonial school and they learn all the grammars in the world, yet their country is the most corrupt in the world. He's from Kenya, telling you that from Africa to rise, everything that made you who you are must die. And then you must adopt something that is foreign. And that's the kind of Africa they want to build. That's why Africa has been the way it is for generations. And with this set of people still ruling Africa, we will never get anywhere. But I can't say Haba go on. That's why Biafrans are standing with those that are the liberation armies of Niger, those in Chad, Mali, and all the countries that are indigenous people that are rising up and taking over their land. And I also heard that now they have banned French in their country. and made their indigenous language their own country. And that's the only way for Africa to grow. Not when we are adopting things that has nothing to do with us. You know, we must continue. Let's go. Praise Elohim. Go ahead and finish what you want to say before they kick you out.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, they kicked me out. I don't know whether they don't like what I was saying. It's okay. Finally, to the indigenous people of the zoo, your General T.Y. Dajuma has spoken to you eloquently. He has made it clear. He told you that the military are colluding with their killers. You heard that clearly. And he also told you to look for weapons. He will not supply weapons, but you should look weapons. Whichever way the Boko Harams are getting their weapons, you should get your own weapons. Arise, indigenous people of Zoo, arise, fight for your life. It's your right to live. That's for you. Then, coming to our topic, the English is a language of slavery. And English was introduced in order to help us understand them and them to understand us, and then we can be easily enslaved. And they were able to achieve that. And if not because of what Nigeria have done to us, there is no basis to compare language and agriculture, because agriculture is the backbone of any economy and any country. So we have no business with English in Biafra. I was shocked when one of us said he went for a visa interview and he was told that his English accent was not enough to give him a visa. I was really shocked. I said, wow, can this happen? Whoever said that, can he speak my language? And I was also happy when another one of us here also mentioned that in Biafra, when you are coming to Biafra, one of the criteria for you to have a visa is to speak any of the languages of Biafra. And that's very beautiful. So we really have no business with English in Biafra. I mean, in English language in Biafra land. Biafra is a refined society, and we are going back to who we are. Agriculture is the foundation, is backbone of any economy. It does not matter, no matter what you do, how technologically or whatever, agriculture must be the basis for you to exist. So you have to eat before you do any other thing. So I'm happy that our government is already working on it. That's the Biafran Republic government in Israel. They're already working on it, because it's going to be something that is national. It's not something that's going to be hoe and knife and machete. No, it's going to be properly developed, and there's going to be commercial agriculture backed up with technology. So it's not debatable. It's not debatable. And there's no basis for comparison. You see, it's agriculture first, Biafra first, agriculture. So let me stop here. So it's not even debatable. So agriculture is what is going to take us to. They came here to take our palm kernel, and today they are now. Malaysia is now the world leading exporter of palm oil. So we are going back to agriculture, and it's going to be commercial agriculture. It's going to be technologically backed up. It's going to be like Israel. So we are going back to agriculture. What is English about? What is it about? So the Biafran language is what is going to be our language. So let me yield the mic, and thank you for every one of you that's always on the space and then making our voices heard. Elohim will continue to bless every one of you in Jesus' name.
He said, thank you. We must continue. And you said it right. We cannot be speaking grammar. We tried it before. They told us, close your eyes, accept Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior. And we did. Before we opened our eyes, everything was gone. We had chains. We became slaves. And this time around, they even dumped their language on us, and we're not gonna make that mistake again. We have learned a lesson. We will love ourselves. We will love our culture. We will love our language. We will even make it even bigger. You know, the essence, our ancestors left us all of these things so that we can make it bigger, just like they did. Make our language bigger and make it even more, expand it even more, not to leave it worse than we found it. We have to make it better than we found it so that it lives on and continue to live on. You know, I remember when Mouthpiece was saying that, you know, she in school she was you get your ass whooped if you speak vernacular. I did too. You get your ass whooped, and you have to pay. And sometimes they say if you want to talk, when they write the names of noisemakers, when you want to talk, you have to talk in English. And then that made a lot of people shut their mouth because if you can't speak, let's go. Let's go to Saint Berima. Williams, Williams, you have the mic. Saint Williams, Berima. All right, our own Williams may be receiving advice, hopefully not from OB. Hopefully not from OB. OB is, it turns out OB is now sending condolence letters every day. Every day, why Biafra land is under siege. Even, I mean, but it's all good. We know who OB is and we know who its masters are. We must continue. Williams, when you're ready, let us know, and you have the mic. But yes, I had I remember it vividly because you pay money if you want to speak your own language, and if you they say when they start writing names of noisemakers, they say if you want to make noise, you have to make it in English, or your name will be written, and then you pay or get your ass whooped. And this is and it has even gotten worse now. And this was then. Imagine now. We were told to hate everything about ourselves because our language is not something that you know should be spoken. We should love everything that is foreign and abandon what makes us special. Animals, they try to preserve their different species of animals, different their you know their where they live. They try to keep it as intact as possible. They even pass laws to make sure that all these animals that are going extinct, they are preserved. But in humans, when they go to Africa, they say the tribe must die. Everything that makes you who you are must die. There is no point preserving it. For whose benefit? Who is it benefiting? Not people. That's what these people are. They never cared about the people. They never cared about the people, and that is sad. That's why I keep saying, if we are waiting for this UN, for these people to come and save us, just like Tiwan Danjuma said, we will all die one after the other. Our life is not important. Our life is never important to these people. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all, because you have to love yourself for somebody to love you. If you don't love yourself, can anybody ever love you? And we've learned a huge lesson. And that's why it is called Biafra First. We don't care. We are done caring about what the world thinks, what anybody thinks. We will fight this freedom ourselves, and we will defend it, and we will preserve everything that made us special. Because it is what made us special. We are the smallest tribe in the entire African continent. It's not by mouth, it's because we are special. God created us differently, and because that is why we reason the way we reason. That is why we have our leader, Master Namdekan. We have the dragon that is spitting fire all over the zoo and everybody is running helter-skelter. Biafra first, above everything else, above your grammar. Like, it's sad. That's why they don't have, they can never build anything. Because how they know that you're smart is how much grammar you can speak. If you can speak grammar and use grammar to, that's why we had that. You remember when you go and you watch that gangster lawyer that called himself not white, the other gangster, not the magician. Ejimako is the magician. He doesn't speak too much grammar. Ozokome will be speaking grammar. And Mazen Namdekano is literally dying in DSS doctor.
That one has disappeared. We don't hear from him anymore.
Ozokome will be speaking grammar. He'll be always looking for where the camera is. He will look for where the camera is and he'll be speaking grammar. And Mazen Namdekano will be dying in DSS. So I ask myself, is this how he tell the world that he's intelligent and he knows what he's doing? Because to me, that doesn't sound like anything. All he does is go and look for where the camera is, and then he will stand in front of camera, whether he's in front of 2 people or 3 people, he'll be speaking grammar.
He's speaking grammar or quoting Bible to Islamic nation. That's the only way American will be released. Speaking grammar and quoting Bible. When he know that he have sold his client. He will quote all the Bible in the world, and at the end of the day, that they sit at home is evil. When they sit at home, is propelling and making your client to come out to mount more pressure on the terrorist government that kidnapped him. You said that all the civil disobedience that have been applied to facilitate the release of your client, coupled with what you think you're doing, you said that you're doing. You said that is evil, that they sit at home is against the people. But the one that you're saying on the media, you're saying on the behind the lying propaganda machine of Nigeria is the truth. And since over 2 years that your client have been denied everything, medical facilities, medical checkups, medicine, all the things that a person that have been detained need. When he's been tortured, the human rights laws made specified it categorically that Mazen Namdi has the right not to be tortured, even though you have kidnapped him. But all these things happen to your client. There's no international laws that you can enforce, that you can quote to the court or the judges that will compel them to tell Nigeria, no, we cannot do this anymore. You have, if you're not going to let Mazen Namdi Kanu do, you're rubbishing our profession. We are going to shut down, and we know that there's nothing like law again in Nigeria. You have not done that, even as a son. That's why anybody that speaks English but lacks sense and believe in Nigeria, that person is as good as a nobody, because there's nobody you can use to quantify or to quantify who Nigerian is. There's nobody you can say that this person is like this.
Make money, that's all.
So thank you, my brother. Thank you for that. I just want to chip in that. Go ahead first.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've all spoken.
Yes, everybody has spoken.
Okay.
William is having issue.
St. William is here. St. William.
Oh, okay. St. William, unmute yourself.
Go ahead, St. William. Let me say something.
Yes, my brother, I greet you. I greet Mr. Nwora, the great man. I greet you the first. May God let him continue to bless us all. I greet great BIAFRANS here, all the lion and lionesses here. May God continue to bless us and show us his mercy. In the mighty name of Chukwukab, in the mighty name of Ramazan and the Kal, amen. Well, the topic today is a very lovely one, English and agriculture. Which one should be made compulsory? When I was growing up, I grew up with my grandmother in the village there. We have so many farms, and I was the one going to the farm with her on daily basis, to the extent of, in order to help carry some wood, in the bush there. Two occasions I have carried the snake in my two hands without knowing that there is a snake inside the wood. And when I drop it, the snake will run away. That was when I know that truly I am an ancestor. You see, English, the first, you rightly said who English help. The more we speak English, the more the terrorists encroach into our land. The more we speak English in the church and preach the Bible that they gave us, that emanated from our origin, the more the Boko Haram kill and destroy and maim and rape. The more they speak their combobulated conundrum in the Senate as way of speaking English, the more the Sahel terrorists encroach and they slaughter people on daily basis. So we cannot substitute our eyes with our ears. Agriculture is number one. In fact, my children, they have started knowing about the practice of agriculture, even right here in Abuja, because whenever they eat orange, they will put it in a cup, kind of, and then put sand there, and they be watering it, the thing will be growing. Everything they eat, that is how I've been trying to bring them up in such a manner. So we cannot separate English, cannot do with English and then leave agriculture. Agriculture is what will give us food to feed the whole nation and feed the whole world, because our soil is the best in the whole world. Our soil can grow anything growable, and it can give us, this Garden of Eden. They say that there's an apple that they ate, and then God removed them from the Eden, from the garden. Actually, there is a tree known as a tree of renown. When you are getting old, if you eat those trees, it's like a leaf. Your life will become afresh again. We have it in our land, and the God has told me about that. And at the appropriate time, He will show me those combination of those trees or fruits or leaves. That when you are 150 years, you eat it, you look like 50 years human being again. That is why the Britain are stopping us from the Caucasian and the swine colors are stopping us from getting our kingdom on earth, the whole Africa, because the kingdom of God is in Africa, and they try to block it and then make their home like heaven, and then make us to start going for their country to see the heaven, whereas the kingdom of God, which Yahweh HaMashiach said, is in Africa here, and it is in Biafra, not Africa, Akebulan. So agriculture is going to be the number one subject in Biafra land when it comes, and it's already here. The terrorists cannot do us anything any longer. There's a match to be played today or tomorrow at Ngokban, and I know that they are afraid of that match, and that match will consume all of them. Our Prime Minister have already posted it. That match must happen. They want to start from there, so we are already waiting for them there. Once they come there with their armor tank, we are going to bring everything down, and they know what we are capable of doing. We are saying it so that the whole world will hear it. No matter what they do to hide what is going on, they cannot hide this one. We cannot. I read my mic, my brother. I'm with you. No, we cannot speak now. Let me finish. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
First.
Yes. Thank you, Machineke. Thank you for that. We must continue. Let's go to Stella. Our old Stella, you have the mic.
Yeah, good evening or good afternoon, everybody. To the topic straight, so I don't waste so much time. English and agriculture, which should be made compulsory. First of all, English. Poor me, when I was in Nigeria learning English in school, I thought the essence of our learning in English was because that Nigeria was is a big country made up with different people from speaking different dialects, the Hausans, the Yorubas, and the Igbos, and even inside the Igbos there are also dialects you don't understand. I thought they did it purposely so that we will now use English to be able to communicate to one another. So even here, when they now ask me, how come, Stella, you speak so good English? I now started telling them this thing I just told you guys. But I never knew, I never knew that they did it, just to make us to know only them and forget anything about us. And I also remember also those days we used to go to school and they will if you can't speak English, they will punish you about it. They will punish you about it. In fact, it makes you, if you can't speak, it makes you suddenly quiet. You will not become a quiet child, a slow child, because you won't be able to communicate with others when they are communicating, you know. So also making now for now we entering into Biafra, we have all learned English. We also have English, broken English. And so our compulsory language will now be Igbo or whatever our government will now decide to say this is our general or compulsory language. So, because for English, we done and dusted. We have done and dusted English. We have learned it so that even when you want to travel out, you want to go to Britain, you can communicate after all. But then we have to learn Igbo if it's going to be our central language. Everybody will have to learn, just like one of our brothers said. If you have to come to Biafra nation or country, it has to be put inside there that you must learn how to. If not, so you won't be able to communicate. So at the end of the day, it's really in communications. You understand? So it's not for wickedness or for do me or do you back. God no go first. No, it's even a common sense thing. We've all learned English. Our grandmas have learned broken English. Everybody now is English is done and dusted. Like I said before, what we are supposed to put compulsory is Igbo, so everybody will learn it. The Bendel Igbos will learn it. The Benin Igbos will learn it. The Lower Benue will learn it, because Lower Benue is also Biafra. I had somebody talking about, Lower Benue. Remember, is our people. We have to go and get them and protect them and do. And there's another part again. Protect them and do everything we're supposed to be doing the way we are doing to the Anambras and the rivers, every other, the way we're giving them protection. That is the same way we're supposed to be giving the Lower Benue and is it Lower Plateau or somewhere again?
Kogi,
Lower Kogi.
Ida.
We're supposed to be giving them also. There are people. So this one is, if we hear their cry, we will finish the Fulani wherever the Fulani is. I hope our people in Lower Benue are not crying, because if they are crying, it's time we are going to defend them and defend them from head to toe. That's by the way. And then agriculture. I remember those days when we were small. We have midterm break. My mother and dad will take all of us down to the village. We have mass of land where we cultivate. My grandma used to have obaji, what do you call it? Is it yam ban, no? Yam ban, I think something like that. If you enter that my grandma's obaji, there's no kind of G you will not see. Is there Atlantic G, Abana, red G, white G? There's what do you call it? Ede. You have also different kinds of ede. The ones you can cook and eat, and the ones you cannot cook that will, fight in your mouth and so on. So that my story is that whenever we come back, we'll go and cultivate and plant, and a lot of food will enter into our barn, and slowly some family that are stronger than us started dragging our land from us. like joke, they started putting medicine, on the ground there. And slowly my father started losing interest. My mother started losing interest. They said, instead of them killing all my children, because you can hear things happening around. My father said, if it has gotten to that, we can also leave the land for them. Let them take. But our life is more important. I remember those days in my house. If you come to my house, there's no need. You must not go empty-handed. There's orange trees, mango trees, guava trees, a lot of fruits around that you come to my house. My mother will always tell you oji, cola. They will give you cola to tell you welcome. And even when you're going, your bag will be full. In fact, so we were living good then. Up until then, I started dragging the land from us and every other thing. At the end of the day, we left the land, and then my people started shifting into white collar issues and white collar jobs. We started looking into more education and every other thing. But one good thing we never left. Our inside our compound, it was not tarred. It was not tarred with cement. My father and my mother left it on soil. So my mother will always go behind the kitchen and cultivate. She will cultivate it, and a lot of food will still come out there. What am I trying to say? Even when I'm supporting agriculture, even when you don't have enough land in your compound, make sure your husband don't go and tar it. Because you make sure you don't tar it. Leave it soil. How do I say it? Virgin soil, so we can cultivate on it. Vegetables, tomatoes, food things that even when there's no groceries in the house, you can just go behind your kitchen and pick some things. But you prepare a quick food for your family, So, and then going to agriculture is now an opportunity for us where we'll now begin to cultivate like other big world that are known for agriculture, like the Israel people, and use all the modern technology to cultivate, but without OGM, uh real good food. We have suffered enough, my people. We have suffered since I was born. I've been suffering till now. So if we are going to get this Biafra, we are going to do it the best of the best. No OGM, no all this fake water, no, we have water. There's this stream we used to go in my area. That water, if you just fetch it, very cold, naturally, spring water, they call it. You drink it, and it's not contaminated, nothing. But it's far, far off from, living areas, It's like a journey when you're going to fetch that stream. Those days, I remember I used to cry because the journey was too long, So I support Igbo compulsory or any other language government will say this is what we're going into. Compulsory English is done and dusted. Agriculture, you must not have a farmland because not everybody have land now anymore. Like I just told you my own story, But make sure even where you're living that you can cultivate something, and get something for your family, And then big time agriculture with our new technologies and everything. We will have enough food. We will have everything we desire we have because we have suffered enough. Thank you, my people. Thank you. Let me stop here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, our own Mary, for that. Wonderful, wonderful submission. We must continue, guys. It's Biafra first. It is only Biafra that we want. And at these critical times, distractions, all of that, none of that is needed. Biafra first, above everything else. And once we fight, which it's looking like we're going to fight, and our people are already fighting. They are in our land, they have invaded our land, and Biafra land is under siege. Why the rest of the world keep quiet? Why everybody keep mute? And Biafra people are dying. They are going after our defenseless women and children because these people are terrorists from Sahel. This is Janjaweed people. These are terrorists, some of the most deadliest terrorists in the world, invading Biafra land and killing our defenseless women and children. But we will defend Biafra land, and that's it. We make no apologies, and we make no apologies.
The first,
Biafra
the
first.
first, you know that
Yes.
they are not even Africans. They are Arabs. They are Arabs.
These are Janjaweed. Yes.
And they want to
They are
take over
Janjaweed.
African space. Can you imagine?
They've already taken over almost run over the entire north. There are local governments that are now paying tax to terrorists. They have capabilities to now shoot down fighter jets, but you don't see the military them deploying military down there. It's only in Biafra land. Why? Because we are fighting for freedom. Yesterday there was a governor from one of the Fulani terrorist governor saying that they will negotiate with terrorists. This is the same people that they've been negotiating with, the same people that they are paying 200 million every 2 years to stop killing. They are now negotiating with them again. Biafrans, on the other hand, for simply saying that we don't want to be part of this arrangement. We deserve to be in a sane country. We don't want to be in a crazy country, in a banana republic like Zoo, Nigeria. Then say they called us terrorists, declared war on Biafran people, on defenseless people the second time, and this time around we will defend our land. We will fight for our freedom. Freedom is not given, freedom is taken. And I will borrow the word of a man and a docile, a word of an imbecilic man. He said, you have to grab it, snatch it, and that's what he said. So that's how we're going to get our freedom. We're going to grab it from anybody's hand. We're going to snatch it from anybody's hand. And we're going to get their knees off our neck so that we can breathe. For once in our life, so that we can breathe. And if that's the only accomplishment that this generation of Biafra were able to do, I count that as a plus. Biafra first, they can take their English and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. They can take their grammar, they can shove it where the sun doesn't shine. They can take their education, shove it where the sun doesn't shine. We will make Biafra center stage. We will make Biafra needs center stage. We will make Biafra center stage. The people, the indigenous people of the land, center stage. And we are no longer going to be pleasing anybody. The land of Biafra land will not be violated, raped, and desecrated like it's being right now. We will live in a sane country, a sane nation, where we put the needs of the Biafran first. Where you wouldn't have starving Biafrans. Why everybody go and then we want to have, we are made in Italy, made in China, made in all these things. No, Biafra first. Agujebe, you have the mic.
Yeah, thank you, the first. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Yeah, Groven, my good people. May your days be long as we are moving forward, working towards to achieve our heart desire, which is our freedom, which will make us complete and among all the equals in the whole world. Like our today's topic, English and agriculture, which one we are going to make it compulsory. It's quite understandable, and it's the only sure way to make us human beings is when we regard our value system and disregard the system of foreigners. Because all over the world, for example, the Dutch, they value their language. The Asia, the Chinese, Japan, Korea, whatever, Russia, they value their language, and they succeeded and achieved technology know-how without applying English language. So in our own case, I believe with our value system, if we maintain our value system, forgetting and concatenating this foreign system in it, we will survive, because we survived before the inclusion of this foreign system in our societies. We have tested the two, and we discovered and recovered that putting aside our value system, which is our part of our language, putting it aside is not helpful to us. It's not a genuine cause in our society, mentally, physically, spiritually, and otherwise, because we have tested it and discover and recover that is not helpful, it's not healthy in our society. It's like forcing a foreign name that not being given to us by our biological parents, or adding it to our own name. Whenever you mention it, whenever you call it, in you will know that this name is not my name. So that is what that has been happening to us. I believe with this procedure, we will be able to achieve our heart desire. And God so kind, with the help of technology, with the help of social media, we have to be educating our people, like what the first, what you are doing, and many of other people that have spoken here, what they are doing. We inculcate this in our value system by passing this information to the new generation, so that they will know leaving our value system behind is unhelpful, because we have tried it severally, many years, and it failed us woefully. I could remember olden days, that's what we call onungo, onozo, onoporozo. Community, from time to time, they will raise able young men. They do what they call road construction. They maintain their roads. That was then. That was early after the Civil War. Many of us who are of age can bear me witness from this thing I'm saying. From time, either every 3 months, every 3 to 6 months, communities, they will call their youth. They will come out and maintain, regraded the area, their road. But nowadays, those things they are not doing it. This is our value system that we have left behind. Instead of us to upgrade it to even to this present technology era, we are leaving them. There was a time they called road maintenance. Without government allowing road to deteriorate to an extent, it will cost billions of dollars before they repair it. While it's something that will cost little amount and little time. At the initial stage, when it started deteriorating, they will call people will do it under 1 week, the road will be okay and be motorable again. But nowadays, you allow the road to destroy, becomes unmotorable. And after all, they say they have those that are educated, those who speak long grammar. Are they not seeing? If at all they are not seeing, are they not getting information? Are they not getting information? They are getting information. But for the fact they are operating on a foreign system that is an ally to us, that made them to look other ways. Please, brothers, please, my comrade, the Biafran government in Ezra, please. You people are doing a marvelous job. But this information is very, very important. The earlier we start passing this information to this new generation, the earlier they will begin to appreciate our value system, which is paramount in everything. Coming to agriculture, our people used to say, we can't keep on eating let me call it foreign food that is not scientifically have proved that it's not healthy. If it's not paracetamol, if it's not Panadol, you cannot call it Panadol. You can never compare organic food with all this mechanized food. In taste-wise, in healthy-wise, there's no how you can compare the two. The difference is always clear for everybody to see. Immediately you eat the two, you know that this one is organic, this one is not organic. Our land are fertile, even without putting fertilizer. Whatever you seed you put on the ground will grow and yield a good food, a good fruit and seed that will be healthy for human consumption, that will help our bone to grow strong, that will help us to grow mentally, physically, and otherwise. Please, the only thing that we can do to maintain our agricultural system is to import or into applied all the necessary mechanism to make it to be in a commercial quantity. If we be in a commercial quantity, there's no how we can be exporting foreign food outside our land, into our land, instead of having or maintaining what we have, our land can provide. Our land is fertile. So please, in sector of agriculture, it's very, very important we fall back home. It's very, very important we use what we got to achieve what we want. It's very, very important. I yield my mic. All thanks is yours for giving me this opportunity to speak to the hearing of humanity. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you are hearing me. Yeah.
Thank you, Wachineke.
Thank you, the good
Thank
man.
you for that. Agujebe, the only Agujebe, it is the first.
Thank you.
But I'll accept that also.
Yeah.
Let's go to Gifted. Gifted, unmute yourself. So we have Gifted, we have Emeka and Anayo, and then our two ladies that have their hands up and co-host Mazugo. If you're ready, just let us know when you're ready to speak, and you have the mic, our minister. Go ahead, Gifted. All right. I think Gifted may be receiving advice from the same place Obi went to get his advice. Gifted, when you're ready, just let us know. Or if you're having connection issue, just drop down and then I'll pick you back up. Emeka, now you unmute yourself.
I want to greet everyone there. I greet the host and all those.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the listeners and the
Yeah,
speakers.
yeah, I can hear you.
So, hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have the privilege to make my contribution on the topic. Is very, very important. English and agriculture, which should be made compulsory. So the first thing is we realize that before we started or had association with English, we had agriculture, and it has been what led our fathers. So their survival had been based on agriculture before every other encounter with the foreign bodies that introduced the English was not even, the introduction of English was not to improve their life quality. It was just like what happens with the eagle coming to fight an animal that lives on the ground. So first the eagle will take the animal and then take the animal up where they have no, their powers are limited. So the English was a kind of to confuse us and to manipulate us and then use it to their advantage. So the language that is not making us that better, making our life quality better, making us lose what we cherished, was never meant to help us. So and then again we connect also even after the civil war, when BIAFRANS were killed and our fathers were maltreated, and then at the end given 20 pounds. You see, what survived, how we survived was our people, our fathers went back to agriculture. They were counting on their palm trees. They were surviving, and that's how they came up. And then from that, the development we have, electricity and everything that we had today, they are not coming from the government. It's the effort we had, like in some communities, they want to establish a project. They say, oh, we contribute, we harvest maybe palm tree or okra tree, or they just and then people contribute. And then they gather those fruits, share it, people pay in money. So a lot of community projects were also, when we went back to our agriculture, the community schools we have, they are not, because our survival after the war had always been personal and community efforts. So, and that's just pointing to the fact that agriculture had been there for us. It has been our means of survival. And it even when we suffered, we went back, it was what also brought us relief. And then when we get into our new nation, it is also what will help us to be a great people that we are. So it is something that we cannot play with. So what we'll be talking of is how we can make it better, improve it, is something that we cannot play with. So when our Prime Minister talks of brain-based economy is now what our people have been using, since we know the value of agriculture, and how it has been our means of survival, even when things got difficult. So we now think around how we can make it better, how what we produce from our ground can also connect us to foreign nations, how we can also, because Biafra land can feed Africa if we make agriculture the foundation of our nation. So that's my contribution. I thank those who have contributed. Just my little insight. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Did our own Stella drop? I think they dropped her. Stella, I sent you the mic again while we go to our Omazu. Go, are you with us still? Are you in the other room or receiving advice? Let's go to Mary. Oh,
I'm
Mazu,
with
go.
you. I'm with
Oh,
you.
okay.
Thank you. All the Simons in the house have been listening. Actually, it's only a fool that will choose English. Because me, as I've been talking, like I heard when you were saying, we even made our own English, which is we call broken English. And this our broken English is something that is honestly, when you look at it, even the people that speak the original English cannot do it. That one go tell you say Africans na people with they different. Go anywhere. Talking of before I just say anything, I'm begging everybody on this space or anywhere, anytime you listen. If anybody tells you I did something, I said something, try and they verify from me. I am begging. I don't know why I'm saying this. The thing is just all over me that something might be flying out there. But if you heard that Ugo do this one or 247, do that one, say this one about you, about the other person, my number is there out. My number is there in the public. If you no see my number, DM me. That is, write me message for Twitter. I go see am. Although I know the two, but I go see am. So I dey beg everybody, no go carry information where you know they sure about me, the verse for me or give me poison. I beg you. Anything where anybody tell you say no let them hear, na lie you, let me hear. Then you go, the person go come talk as I talk am or as I do am. I beg everybody. That one na by the way. So talking of English, if you know say this their English na something where they use intimidation na im they use English, they use give us English. Nobody accepted English peacefully. Like everything, there is nothing they brought to us that we accepted. You can imagine speaking broken English. You know, when we hear about this broken English, you would think it's something that somebody just sat down and maybe constructed. No, it was spoken out of frustration. You know, like when I ask you, say, Obi is a boy, and you know, out of tension, you will say it, maybe Obi boy is, you know, that kind of thing. So our people did not start speaking broken English because they wanted to speak broken English. They started speaking broken English because they could not come out perfectly with the real English. So these people will always impose themselves on you. See now, I am talking. If your name na Shibike, tell them to pronounce Shibike. They will never pronounce it well. But when they tell you their name is Michael Johnson, call it, just make a little mistake. They will correct you with all the days of their life to make sure you pronounce it well. But they will never pronounce your own name very well. Talking of English, ask yourself, what is, talking of English, ask yourself, if you ask yourself, excuse me, let me put this off. Okay. So, like I said, talking of English, sorry for that. In case you are making noise, I have to come here. So, if you the talk of English, you ask yourself, waiting be something like the George Michael or George Johnson, you will find out that the name no mean anything. The fit tell you say Johnson a man wey come from sky. But you ask yourself, what is Ishukwu Ebuka? What is Ifeanyi Ishukwu? What is Shea Miriam? What is Ugochukwu? What is Shiamaka? You see, all the names I've mentioned so far, she. Now, you will wonder why our people always fall for anything Christianity, because we are holy people. We are being holy. We are too spiritual. So anything spiritual, we are too much attached to it. That's why we are always being deceived. So talking of English and agriculture, I have seen professors in my place who died broke. I see professors who molest children in the schools because
they want them to buy handouts of maybe 1,000 naira. I have seen professors who, after their job, they go carry Okada, not their own Okada, Okada either on high purchase or daily purchase. But I have seen, like while I was little, my mother was not, or my mother is not, my father was not rich, my mother is not rich, but we were brought up in a house where everything we eat is natural and we enjoyed it. We did not eat fried patatas and fried chicken, but we looked better then than now. We looked better because my mother will always, even if she comes back by 8 p.m. in the evening, she will always just by the garden there, get one vegetable there, prepare something, everybody will eat. And our body were so fresh. But today, nobody plants any vegetable anywhere, even yam, even cocoyam, even cassava. They are all things of the past. Go home and see. Everybody want to live in the I remember my uncles. I used to remember that when it comes to farming season, my uncles will make sure they sent money to buy yam, to plant yam, to their wives will send money to buy cassava, cocoyam to plant. But these days, those things are old story. With the pursue things we will no know. Even the things they under our nose, we no go see them. Now be our problem. Now be our problem. So until I thank God our PM said that when we go back home, that's when we go back to Biafra, everything we have to start all over fresh. We are going back to square one. Because when we are scared of starting from square one, we will not get to the destination. We will never get to perfection. Because when you go back to square one, you will be able to organize yourself and move out. And every step you will be taking. You see, why it's like our people are being discouraged is this thing now that is happening. We have been meant to believe that without marketing, buying, selling, pushing truck, or manufacturing pure water, doing mercantilism, we will not eat. Why they are busy empowering the northerners to go into farming, giving them loan. Even when they do not return the loan, they will still empower them with another loan. I don't know how many of us have heard of Ada rice. I don't know. If you have seen Ada rice or eaten Ada rice, you will understand that there is no rice. No rice. I don't think you will. If you eat Ada rice, you will not even look for Uncle Ben. I'm telling you the truth. But the thing is that Ada rice is few in the market and is costly. Ask of it, you will find out what I'm telling you. The first time I ate Ada rice, I was saying, oh, this foreign, they say which foreign rice? Ada, whether na for Anambra or for where they, I don't know. We have everything, but we don't value what we have. We have discouraged our people in Aba. You know that whatever you produce in Aba today, you cannot compare it with this China made. But we prefer China made than Aba because we have been meant to believe that we are not good. Nothing good will come from you, oh Bethlehem. Anything good can never come from you. That is what they have made us to believe. And we have believed like that. And we have been living like that. And we are still living like that. That's why today, even till now that I'm talking to you, you will see some people, when you tell them that Nigeria will not exist, Nigeria is a lie. They will tell you, no, Nigeria will be good. And these people that will tell you that Nigeria will become good tomorrow morning are those professors, those that can speak grammar, like Sowinka or Wole Soyinka. All of them, Fawehimi, all of them that speak big grammar, that when they drop one grammar, you have to go and get your own understanding and the explanation from dictionary. They are the ones. So anybody that thinks English will put it in it. Ask yourself, most of you that are not in English speaking country, ask yourself, do they speak English? Are they not living? You that is in China, India, maybe Europe, you are in Italy, you are in Switzerland, you are Spain, you are in Portugal, you are in Ukraine, you are in Yugoslavia, Czechs. Are they speaking? Is English their language? Are they not living better than you? Upon with your great degree, I heard Win-Win saying something about his the visa denier. Imagine Win-Win now that's supposed to be somewhere in an office. If Win-Win is from maybe one of the Western countries, he should be in one office directing things. But I tell you the truth, Win-Win, if you try me, find your way, enter Europe. You know what? If you get, you don't even get job. But if you manage get job, where you go there, I don't know whether clean toilet. With all this your knowledge, I tell you the truth. Our people are only being deceived in believing in nothing. In believing in nothing. We have been meant to believe that Nigeria will be the best country, or that Nigeria is even the best country in the world. Best country in the world. Ask yourself, those people that told you that Nigeria is best, where are they? Where are they now as I'm talking to you? Where are they? Peter Okoye, where you hear the video we make about this week, you listen to the video, he said Nigeria cannot bring anything. Nigeria is nothing. Me, I don't jackpot. If you there for Nigeria and you sabi, you go die there. This is somebody that told you, we will get our Nigeria, we must get our mandate. Why are they leaving you now? They never leave you. Photo, when we speak, you don't listen because probably I no do mass communication. You go look our prime minister, you go say that one, you know do mass com, how you know, who tell him? You know be Professor Soyinka, you know be Awolowo, you know be Azikiwe, you know be Obasanjo. Therefore, you will not listen to him. Wisdom no they come from where you think say the directions no they come from where we think say they. Directions they come from anywhere, even from madman. If you get directions that will keep you for the rest of your life happy, until we begin to learn, we cannot know nothing. I tell you the truth. So I'm happy that we are here today. This is a wonderful topic. Agriculture is something that you cannot do without. Agriculture is something that you cannot do without. If you have your mother, your sisters, if you have anybody in the whole land, encourage them to go back to farming. Enwere nke anyị na-akpọ mbụbọ ka ndị be anyị na-akpọ ya. Because it just garden is garden. In your between your house there, you must have one small garden where you go pluck ugu, pluck green, and they get the one that the other vegetable that draws. Everything is there. But today they are no longer there. You hardly see them. Encourage your people to go back to the olden days. All these were what they took away from us by making us to believe that they are not good for us. Today they tell you that if you eat palm oil, you will have cancer. If you eat from a clay pot, you will have cancer. If you eat this one, I was asking myself, ask yourself, in the olden days, even when I was a little boy, I knew that people grow old without having anything. Even it's just of maybe about less than 15, just 10, 15 years ago that I began to hear of failure of kidney, cancer of the heart, cancer of the mouth, cancer of the eye, what do you call the other one? Erection cancer. I've forgotten what they call it. The one wey go make your cucumber no go stand up. I've forgotten all their names. You have there is no type of cancer. They have cancer of your nose, cancer of eye, cancer of brain, tumor of this one, kidney failure, heart enlargement. Ask yourself, in 80s, where are all these sicknesses? Where we are dead? Because we have abandoned our life and started adopting another people's life, and we are getting what they have. Our fathers never knew anything like hospital. When there was no hospital, yes, they say your papa no dey hygienic, but they lived old enough, strong enough. It was all about agriculture. If you are sick, you just cut one vegetable, one particular herb, boil it, you eat. Tomorrow morning, you'll be okay. I remember when I used to be late, when I was late, if you are sick, they will tell you, go and get that dogoyaro there, cut it. Your mama go talk. You get the one lemongrass with all this, they go cover your head. You immediately, within 30 minutes, you will stand up again and start running. Or they go use soap, common soap, chook you pump for nyash. Pooh! You go shit all of them, come on. Today, nobody does it again. My people, we are going back to our roots. And when you hear say they go back to your roots, we are going back to where our ancestors were before these criminals came and took them away and took everything away from them. We know go live their life. Their life is not our life. We must go back to our roots, and our roots is our home, and our home is Africa, and our root is what our fathers, our ancestors were doing, the way they live their life, what they eat. Our ancestors, there's a particular root you will use as a chewing stick. Malaria go wrong, come out. Your mouth no go smell. It's of recent, it's these days that you will see somebody with smelling mouth, because we are using one toothpaste or the other. If you can't afford toothpaste now, you will not brush your mouth. When I was little, we use Paco, that one where they call Paco, chewing stick, and your teeth will be so, even sometimes you use charcoal. We are going back home, my people. Agriculture is something you cannot do without. Artificial food is what we can do without, but artificial food is not agriculture. Mind you, it may look like agriculture. That's why today you see Chinese can manufacture fish. They manufacture fish for you. They manufacture rice. They manufacture yam. They manufacture egg. There is nothing they do not manufacture. It's there. And my pains is that they are moving all these things to Africa. Our people are eating and they are dying. They go tell you say na cancer. They go tell you say na this one, that one. Thank you, my people. We move. And sorry, again, make we remember this our convention coming in Finland. This self-referendum convention is not the referendum itself. Na convention. We dey go there make we know some things wey we suppose know, like a preparing we are going to get ourselves prepared. We are going to learn. Make we go see, make we go learn, make they teach you. Professionals go tell you the importance you get for where you go get for doing for having your self-referendum. So we need to do, no be referendum in case anybody mock you as they tell you 21 days it don't pass. What do you do? Tell them say may they go die for inside gutter. Well done. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All they can or they can jump into the lagoon, just like that lady that we saw that frustration of Nigeria.
Okay, thank you.
That lady they speak in grammar.
I would
She
have
they speak
referred them
grammar
to,
well.
I would have referred them to this thing to a transformer, but you know, Nigeria transformer does not light, so it will be of no use. So Dangote trailer is everywhere. Dangote trailer, and you know, it's a Fulani people that used to drive them, so they are everywhere. They can manage that one. I think that's my own suggestion. Thank you so much, Gaddafi is here. Gaddafi, 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 you have the mic.
Thank you. Thank you, Biafran people. Thank you, lovers of freedom. Thank you, friends of Biafra. Thank you, the meek and humble servant of Biafra. I salute you all for gathering. This is the gathering of egos, the gathering of intellectuals. I thank you all for coming. I want to borrow something from 247. 247 said, if you hear I say or I do, please try reach me. He said, try reach him in case. You know, we have three sets of people in this struggle. Those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that tell the useless stories. Their job is to tell stories. I also want to lean on the request of Mazugo. Like when I was surprised, they said Gaddafi built Enter Biafra platform. Gaddafi, who don't know, left from right on on IT or whatever. I do business. When we talk about IT, it's not my business. I handle argon welders. I got argon welding. When it's something like that, you could call Gaddafi. So I was shocked. But still, I thank you all. I am Gaddafi. We work to bring Biafra. This topic is one of
and the best. The best the topic says speaking grammar. Let me break it in fact. Talking grammar and putting food for our table. Which one is more compulsory? My brother, when Englishman is very, very hungry, he may forget his grammar and start to speak Igbo. Don't be surprised, because he's hungry. So, this broken the grammar has nothing to do with us. What is important to us is our stomach infrastructure. Not in this struggle. What I mean, you know, there are two types of stomach infrastructure in this struggle. Some come to this struggle for their stomach, what they can yahoos from people, what they can collect from people, how they can win sympathies. Let me call it sympathies, donations. It happens. People does it. But the most important is stomach infrastructure, saying that after Biafra, what next? Now, because we have, as our Prime Minister have declared, the period of Idwa Kanono, we are now into the circle of Idwa Kanono. In case you don't understand the Idwa Kanono, the meaning, please consult your neighbor that is a Igbo Biafra. So, in this Idwa Kanono, the last time, you know, there's something that we must understand. The Englishman did not teach us that agriculture is better than speaking grammar. But they taught us in a hard way. During the Biafra War 1967 to 1970, they kill us in mass because of this agriculture. That's why when they blockade us, air, land, and sea, there was no way there will be food on our table because they noticed that agriculture is more important. That's why they use it against us. Grammar failed. Every other thing failed. You understand? Grammar did not provide food on our tables, but agriculture is more important. That is why you see, when they want to strangle you, they remove food from your table. And let me tell you, the life of a black man, when he's comfortable more, is when he have food in his house. At least your worries will be lesser. When you don't have food, you don't have anything, you don't have any hope. And that is why, to tell you, that is why even these people that speak grammar, in their backyard, they have a garden. They carve out gardens in their backyard. You can get there, you get something to fill your stomach. Emergency, those gardens, it's an emergency that you can go to the backyard to get something and put it together, and your stomach is filled. And when your stomach is filled, you get the strength to fight on. They came to tell you white-collar job. They came to tell you all manner of bullshit. To remove your eyes, your focus from this agriculture. And when they remove this focus, remove your eyes from this agriculture, if they want to punish you, they will strangle you with it. That's why they give the idea, block them. There was no way food can come in because we did not prepare to make sure we go into this agriculture. In olden days, I know my father those days has a lot of yam. That's why some people doesn't know my name. My name is Oko Ubi, a man that has plenty farm. That is my surname, Oko Ubi. For some of you that used to hide, in this time of Biafran Republic government in Nigeria, there's no masquerade that's operating. There's no masquerade that are piloting the affairs of Biafran people. You show yourself so that when you misbehave, we see you. And because you show yourself, there are many evil. There are many evil you will not commit. So like I was saying, and agriculture is very, very important. That's why they were doing all they can to make sure they strangle us. Airland and say blockade, so that the food will not come in. We were not prepared. We never thought of it because we think everything is all about speaking grammar. Agriculture is one of the best things that every nation, even like there was a time I used to come on my platform, I tell the Biafran people, begin to get yourself ready. Prepare yourself. Do you know those times we are not declaring things open like the way we do it now? We are speaking to Biafran people in code. So I used to tell them, get ready, prepare yourself, stock food. How do you stock food? Stock food on the ground. Stock food on the ground. Because for Idwa Kanano, it's 110% certain. I got Kanano because enough is enough. They thought they have heaven and earth. They thought they have all the guns and bullets, but they forgot the simple prophecy that says guns and bullets cannot stop us. And the puppy has turned to the white beast. That's why I like when people call me matter of name. Somebody call me Great Destroyer, and I love that. Somebody like one in Shikuka said, you are the beast from the creek. I also love that. So if you know all manner of bad names to call me, please. I love that. But what I'm trying to say is that the agriculture is the best thing to do. Is the best thing. Forget the grammar. Who does grammar help? After all, the people that are ruling you today in that zoo, in that evil forest called Nigeria, none of them can speak this grammar very well. None of them. Is it Buhari? Is it Tinubu? So none of them. But today they are ruling you. They ask Tinubu, say, come ajeun agbado, come ajeun guguru, come ajeun. You understand? So when we focus the ways of our fathers, you can see that our fathers that was living, eating this fresh food, they were living more than us. Their lifespan were more. Like my father died at the age of 110. You understand? At the age of 110. So before my father died, he was still going to his farm. As
as at that age. So nobody was backing him. He was still doing everything that I was doing by himself. One day I started to begin to ask myself, why is it that in olden days people were living longer than now? Because we are eating chemicals. Here in South Korea, I saw where they grow mushroom. Chemical, they pour it before they will break. The next thing that will burst out is mushroom. There is a company that was working before. I've forgotten the name, either Jewon. It's in Korean name. Do you know what we produce? We produce electric bulb. And that electric bulb, if you on it where the chicken just hatch, you just have chicken, on that bulb there, I don't know, I used to call the bulb Science and Wonder bulb. So when we are producing this bulb, immediately you on the bulb in this poultry farm. Before you know it, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the chickens has grown. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the chickens are grown. I say, which kind of magic is this? What are we eating? So you can see. That is why if you bring out this agriculture, what do you call it, kind of chicken, and bring okukibo, you can see that okukibo will be even bringing oil. It will be very better and best. So you can see. So what we need to do is to do it in a better way and focus on this agriculture. Agriculture is more important. It's compulsory. My brothers and sisters, like here, South Korea is one of the strong nations when we talk about their economy. None of them speaks English. I'm telling you. In the whole country, I can tell you that it is only 5% that can speak English, or even lower than this 5% I'm giving them. But that thing that is in their culture, they go into it and they are the best at it. So let us look back and take things that have helped our forefathers, that have helped our people, and begin to elaborate it and begin to make it to be more better. So indirectly, and as I'm giving you these words, it is the time of Idwakanono. I encourage every Biafran to create a garden in your backyard, to create an orchard in your backyard, create something that immediately you run to your backyard, you have something to eat. Create something. Create something. Farming or agriculture is one of the best things that you must do. Like me, just that we don't have a conducive place for now. If not so, I would tell you, forget every other thing you do and do the little you can. But some of you that are in Biafra land, please go into agriculture, do something, because a time will come when you run into the bush or you run out, you will see something to eat. You're not going to eat rat. You're not going to eat lizard. You still have something. Though this time we will feed our people. Definitely, the Biafran Republic government in Israel is going to feed Biafran people when the time comes. We'll take care of you. There will be a difference between from now and 1967. So anything you do, always know your roots. Believe in yourself, and you will do more better. You will do more better when you believe in yourself. Like the North are insulting us because they feel or they believe that they believe that they are producing enough food. I have somebody was asking Benue people in this same space that they used to call you basket of the nation. Where is your glory? Like in Ebonyi State, you are the rice producer. When we talk about in Biafra land, I believe that Ebonyi State produce rice in more quantity. So, but today, if somebody in the north buy rice, in fact, people in the north, people in outside Biafra land buy rice cheaper than we. So I begin to ask our people, generator, what are you doing in darkness? You have been a generator. You've been the people that know that you produce enough. Why are you lacking? Because we neglect this particular area. So Biafran people, I thank you. I don't want to take much of your time as I've been taking it. God bless you all for coming. Please, there is about the convention in Finland. You know, our people, we hear about convention, they say it's referendum. It is referendum convention, where you learn, where they teach you. And let me tell you the most important thing concerning this convention. If you want to kill a shark, you will use a blood to attract shark. If you want to kill a fish, you will use earthworm to set a trap. This convention is very, very good in this point of time. It is like a trap we set to the world for the international community to see that we are ready. We have done all we needed to do, all the homework. The government of Biafra has been set up. The de facto government also, I believe 100%, about 90% concluding or being ready, just few minutes to be announced, to be launched. So when we go to Finland, there freedom of speech can thrive. There the international community will come. They will see what we are doing. They say, yes, these people are serious. So it is another way of telling the world that we are ready for a referendum. Because some of you will just come, you know, there are a lot of Itibori like me. You know, they don't reason well. They just come, hey, they have gone and come back. Where is Biafra? That's the next thing we hear. Because a lot of them are Olodos. So that is it. And again, we have found the new ways that you can reach out to what we are doing by donating. And like the first, I've already spoke about that before. The first, you also, everybody that's sick will always go there. So that the Bible says through prosperity, the work will be spread to abroad. Then by funding this movement, by funding the men on ground, we'll be able to defend our land. We need arms, guns, and bullets. We need military hardware. We need them. We got to buy the one we can buy. We need them. We need to strengthen our air defense. We need to strengthen our navy. We need to strengthen our army. Already we have conquered the ground because we have men. So for those of you that choose to sabotage what we are doing, please do it and do it well so that we can give you your reward as a sabo. Some of you that when they scold you, you go back, gather your group, and begin to mislead them. That is not all about Biafra. Let me tell you my own story a little bit. I, Gaddafi, have been scolded sometimes, I may not call it suspend, but there is nothing like when you are going through, I don't know how I will explain it, but what I have gone through, the blackmail that I have gone through, I never opened my mouth to talk about it. It has never reflected my work for Biafran people. So when you are being scolded, learn from it. So I'm talking to some of us that when they tell you this thing you do, you didn't do it well. Before you know it, you cut off your group. Though I don't blame you because there will always be fallen angel in any way you go in life. It is like that. Even God in heaven, it happens. But all I want to say is that those that endure to the end will receive the crown of glory. Thank you, Biafran people. I encourage you to endure to the end. The journey is not easy. People will offend you. People will insult you. All manner of names you'll be called. Please don't look back. If you were born to restore Biafra, keeping on. Be obedient. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, our own Gaddafi of Biafra, for that. Before we go to anybody else, we have, I see you, Mary, I see your hand. I see you, Simon Eba, Michael, I see your hand, but we have our Minister of Information in the house with us, Mr. Mazia Barawa. Minister, you have the mic.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night to all Biafrans and lovers of freedom listening to the Biafran people and the government of Biafra in exile and the de facto government in the homeland. I salute you all, the ministers in the house. I salute our indomitable leader, the man that has not sold Biafra for a pot of porridge, the man that is still standing the test of time, even inside detention. Even as they have come to write all sort of things against him, he gets all the messages and then he's still standing strong. He did not in any way derail, neither did he tell us we should stop what we are doing. Instead, he said, intensify your effort to make sure Biafra is restored. I salute you all, and I salute the womb from which our leader came out from, because that womb had been a blessing to the entirety of mankind, especially to the Biafran people, because if not through that womb, men and women and children, today we would have been packing them in caterpillars and trucks, wheelbarrows to go and bury. We will use the bulldozer to bulldoze everything just to see where we can pack their debris or where to bury them. That is what would have been the order of the day. So to every man, there is a reason for your existence, and to every existence, there is a tax for you to carry out. That is why there are tasks that sabos need to carry out. That is why that there are tasks that the good ones have to do the needful, while the sabos must be on the other end to drag your effort and to see that you don't succeed. This brings us to the good guy who is doing his own task that God has given to him, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Agune Chamber 1 of Biafra land, the Prime Minister of the indigenous people of Biafra, the only man that they have tried to kidnap like they kidnap our leader, but it has not been successful, and it will never be successful. I salute all Biafrans, and I salute the Defense Department. I salute the Defense Minister, the military wing. I salute. Massify voice is echoing from your end. Maybe you mute. Can you hear us? Okay, thank you. So, kudos to Biafrans back home, who through them the whole world listens and knows that Biafra is still in the limelight. Without what you do, nobody will take stand on Biafra, and that we must continue because this is very, very important. Tomorrow is Eastern Security Network fundraising and BLA and BRGIE fundraising. So we implore every Biafran and lovers of freedom who wants their children not to become slaves and to sleep in IDP camps to come out and donate and fund and support whatever we are doing financially. Like my minister said, Mazi Gaddafi, there are other websites that have just been brought out. So we now have like the Biafran Gov website, the IPOB in USA website, and the GoFundMe website link, and more will be coming out. We have the new dimension, which serves specifically for the government. So more and more websites will be coming out. So we implore you to make use of any of these websites. Immediately I finished the space we hosted this morning, I was supposed to post out some links, which I said, but I found out that immediately I dropped the post, some people had reported this my account. So Twitter said I cannot post anything again. I cannot type, I cannot reshare, I cannot retweet. I can just stay mute. So I will be posting everything now from the Information, Media and Communications Twitter handle of the government until when they allow me to be able to tweet. I don't know if people can access the space we hosted this morning, because I myself, I cannot access it again because of what Twitter is doing. But that does not deter us in any way, and we must continue. So let me delve a bit into the referendum that is convention of the referendum that is coming up, because a lot of people, and we implore the media, please, You must, in all your broadcasts and spaces and communications and publications, make references, explain and give the reason and the importance and the advantages of Biafrans going to the referendum and also knowing what will happen there. And also correct the wrong impression that it is a referendum. No, it's not a referendum. It is a convention that will now go and teach you about the main referendum itself. So you need to go there and learn something. You need to go and mix up and see your PM eyeball to eyeball physically and then touch his skin and know whether this is the Igbo kid that you have been seeing on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, or whether he is a clone one. So go and see your PM, shake hands with your PM, shake hands with your defense minister, shake hands with all the ministers you've been seeing and hearing their faces and hearing their voices on space and on YouTube and Facebook. Go and see them, mingle, and learn one or two things and get experience. Because this opportunity may not come again. There are people that God creates and sends them to the planet Earth once in a lifetime. Just like you have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If we miss utilizing his present state on Biafra now, to achieve Biafra now, we will never get someone of his kind in the next 100 years. The same thing applies to our PM. If we don't utilize it now, we will not also see someone of his kind in the next 100 years. So we implore all Biafrans to imbibe and key in to what the government in exile are doing, because they have every legitimacy and blessings of Chukwu Okike, and above all, the indomitable leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in detention. We have his blessings. English and agriculture, which should we make compulsory? But remember, at the end of the day, hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first. So, between English and agriculture, which one should we make compulsory to our people? It is agriculture. Forget the English, because the word English alone is not our own word. Our own word is Agbu. Our own word is Ngozi. Our own word is Ifeanyi. Our own word is Emeka. Our own word is Akbarawa. Our own word is Benchux. Our own word is Daberechi. So you should ask them one question. Why was it so sweet for you guys to bring the language to come and give us, and you did not give us freedom? You give us language, you take our freedom away from us, and then we are dying trying to speak English. We are dying trying to form the grammar. We are dying trying to avoid grammatical error. Imagine this one that I'm speaking now. I'm just trying to avoid grammatical error, even as I don't know what I'm speaking myself. I'm trying to form the thing so that I will not make mistakes, so that they will not laugh me tomorrow and say, information minister doesn't have speak English. But they forget, say the English no be my language. If I speak my language now, my mama way there inside bush, and my friends way there inside bush and inside village, they go understand me, go reach the end. But these foolish and criminal-minded people just came to come and use English to deceive us. So now you hear somebody who will try to twist the tongue just to be able to speak and go in line, so that maybe they will say, oh, America wonder, you don't go UK, you don't go America, you don't go Europe, come back, oh, you can speak slangs. Whereas something that we originally had was taken away from us, and then they use grammar to replace it for us. Until today, when they still want to lie, they will still use the English to lie to us. They will tell you everything is free, there is freedom. But yet, as they're telling you everything is free, there is freedom, you are dying trying to acclaim that name, freedom. So what is the meaning of the freedom, and where is the freedom? Everything about English is lie, 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 lie. Deceit, 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 deceit. So please, we can do something in our culture, in our agriculture, and in many, many ways. So make we forget about the criminals that bring English to come and deceive us. They brought English. They came and gave us English. They told our parents to look at their faces in the mirror. As they look at the faces in the mirror, they saw their face. They say, yes, you have been transformed. You are looking at yourself in another world. They speak the grammar, they formulated it, they put it upside down. While all this were happening, they were extracting our oil and gas and all the resources. Then our parents were now focusing on looking at themselves on the mirror because they saw it to be something peculiar. So this is this deceit that has ever continued to this very day. They'll come now to circle oil and gas, even in the 21st century. They will now speak one big grammar. They will say subsidy. As they now speak the subsidy now as a grammar, they use it to brainwash people and say they are going to subsidize the rate and then give you back some money in return to use it to compensate yourself. But where is the money and who is feeling the heat of the subsidy? It is the common man that is feeling the heat of the subsidy. The rich are enjoying it. The big companies and those in government and political positions are enjoying it, while the layman is suffering it. Let me tell you how the layman is suffering it. For someone that is cultivating yam and rice, potato in our community, and palm fruit, and everything that we can easily plant in our lands, and then it will grow up and give produce, you are not benefiting from the subsidy. Rather, you are feeling the repercussion of the subsidy, because as you suffer to plant your crops, you go and buy fertilizer at a very high rate, which is because of the subsidy. The seedlings that you have to come and plant, you have to go and buy at a very high rate because of the same subsidy, because the subsidy has affected the transportation and the exchange rate of the currency. So something you're supposed to buy 5 naira, you end up buying 50 naira. So you are feeling it indirectly. Then now, after you go through all this, you're not a banker, you don't work in the governmental sector, you're not there to collect taxes or to pay to any kind in any way. But this is how you're going to pay the tax back again, that they will still rob you. You now harvest your produce. You go to the market to go and sell. As you go to sell, you have to pay transport to get to the market, right? The price of the fuel or the transportation that you're going to pay now, the subsidy will come out to affect you there, because the driver of keke or the Hilux or the bus need to go and buy fuel at a very high cost. So maybe you used to enter the bus or the keke with 50 naira before. Now you have to pay 100. You have felt the repercussion of the subsidy. That is one. As you get down to the market, they now increase the price of the taxes that you pay. As you sell your product in the market, now you have to pay tax to the government again. They still collect it from you. Now, coming back again, you still have to pay excess transportation to come back. When you come down and then sit down to calculate from what you invested and from what you have gotten out, what is your gain? You see that your gain is just like 1%. So you have just worked to pay the government, and the government is not paying you anything back. So now when they now say they have given subsidy, the subsidy now that they are now giving, they are only now giving it to some people that are working, whose documents and names are registered on the payroll of the federal government of Nigeria or the state government. So you, as a layman, you are not getting the subsidy back paid to you, but you have been a victim of the subsidy, and you have even paid more back to the government in the name of the subsidy, and they have robbed you 100-fold. So you see why this English does not need to work. English is a scam. English is criminality that they bring to come and deceive you. Go back to work and look into what you can plant for us to have a fertile and a food-flowing region. I thank you all, dear friends. Okay, we have some announcement to make. Sanctions were placed on some of us. Why? Because of misconduct, and because of stubbornness, and because of inability to adhere to instructions. Let me start from here. We are the mouthpiece of the government of Biafra, the Republic government in exile, that entire cabinet. the mouthpiece of that entire cabinet is this media team. The day you carry your luggages, you carry your phone, you carry your head, and then you say you want to follow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then you will heard of the government has been established. You now have to find the department that you can fit in to serve for Biafra to be restored. You are not fighting it or doing it for Sonny. You're not doing it for Mazi Simon Ekpa. You're not doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are doing it for your collective responsibility to make sure that your freedom is restored. And now this freedom has to go in synergy. And we don't need to go in a haphazard way. There must be a leader. Now, let me take us back a little. When MNK was kidnapped, and then some of us came together working with our PM, then nobody amongst us knew our PM so much. But we were working with the love and the synergy that we saw, the commitment that was coming out of him. I did not know much about him then. But along the line, we get to know ourselves, get to learn. Fracas broke out in the media team where the PM was there then, and all of us, the media personnel, were there. And then there were some fracas. And then at the end of the day, you saw that the team was dissolved and was later reinstated. That is to tell you that we had a leader. And then at the end of the day, if you were not willing and ready to listen to the leader, something needed to have been done. So when they said autopilot don't have leadership, no, we had leadership. And we followed instructions. From those instructions that we followed, we were able to propel to come down to this present day. So there must be leadership. Like our PM said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of this movement. He is in detention. But at the time being, he cannot lead Biafrans from inside detention. There must be somebody to lead in his place, to take decisions, and to carry out everything that is supposed to be done by him, so that we can now fight for his own release to come out. So, if you say you are on your own, and then you say you are loyal to the Biafran Republic government in Nigeria, then you're not loyal. So, you must submit yourself and say, I am submissive and I am ready to work in this department or another, and then I will adhere to every instructions stated out, implemented by the government, so that we can be able to achieve our common goal, our unity of purpose, which is Biafra. Now, knowing the intricacy and the importance of the Department of Media and Communications, there were some issues that ensued, which I am not going to go into details until our media press briefing on Sunday. For those of you that will be there, you hear our briefing, and then you may ask some questions, where we normally have the media press briefing and open house for all the media hands. So on Sunday, maybe by 5 p.m. Biafran time, we may likely be in the Zoom meeting for every media hands. So there may not be flyer for circulation, for publicity, but all of you here now are aware that on Sunday we'll have our media press briefing, which we had promised to be having almost every 2 weeks. Because of time, at times we skip. So on this very Sunday, we are going to have by 5 p.m. Biafran time. So knowing the intricacies of this, our department, we have to be very, very careful of what we go out there to propagate, what we say, and how we say it and how we do it, because we are speaking for the government. Everything we say is representing the interests of the government and the image of the government. Now, people have been appointed to be listening to what we do from international communities. And this is how they will now take us serious. So if we now go to the space to start washing our lineage inside there, oh, believe you me, people will not be taking us serious. But that is why there must be set out rules. And the entire media team understands that there are set out rules. Now, when I say entire media team, I'm not talking of the cabinet members of the media team. I mean the entire media team, which includes all of you here that are here in this space, that are listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, TikTok, and other social media platforms. You are all in the media team. For as far as you propagate the message of Biafra, you help it to go one way or another. You push, you share, you like, and then you send the messages out. You are part and parcel of the media team. You need not answer information minister or deputy or minister of religion or minister of finance or minister of defense or minister of military or minister of oil and gas or minister of power. You need not answer all those names before you do something for Biafra. You just need to key into one part and then do what you know you can do. But you need to be submissive and follow the instructions that is given in that department so that you don't go and derail their effort. So the sanctions that we place on the defaulters of our rules and regulations, that sanction still stands. But in the cabinet meeting of yesterday of the government, our PM had to upgrade those sanctions. And this is the upgrade of those sanctions. That the two people involved are on indefinite suspension. The two people involved are on indefinite suspension. Before, we had given them like weeks and months. The instruction from the PM, after listening to the audio space that was hosted against the other person, the conclusion from PM is they go on indefinite suspension. So subject to behavior and how you will cope up, the government will answer you later. Now, to Harry, because from the audio or the space that was hosted, which the character assassination was done, a good man said it's Harry that motivated her and took her there. And when you listen to the space that was on, Harry and Goodman were the key people there that made the whole game and show there. So Harry also follows on the indefinite suspension. So Harry, Goodman, and Gloria follows on the indefinite suspension. These are subject to your behavior, and then you may have the mercy of the government, subject to your behavior. Now, many other people were also involved, and none of those sanctions have been lifted or cancelled. The sanctions remain as I did pronounce when I came here. What the PM has done is to even increase the punishment to some people so that they will understand that we are serious and we are doing something that no one have done before to the restoration of Biafra. Now, to this end, anyone you don't see adhere to the instruction of the Biafran Republic Government in Exile Media and Information and Communication Department, you should understand that the person is against the government. Like here now, we have rules that no splitted spaces should be held, right? And then you should not block anybody. If you have any grudges with anyone, unblock the person. Henceforth, do not block anybody. Because if you block anybody, you are hindering the message of Biafra to go further. And you don't allow other people to hear the message that they're supposed to hear. So, unblock everyone that you may have blocked in any way, so that the Biafran spirit will not come on you, so that the message of Biafra will continue to spread. And do not go on air to go and start displaying your private life with another comrade who you may have had a misunderstanding with. At the long run, things did not go well. You now take it to go and fire on air. No. Why? Because the stage that we are in, whatever you come out to say now, you are not saying it on your individual platform or to yourself. You are saying it, and it is taken and projected as coming from the government of the people. So do not go and jeopardize the name of the government of the people. Abide by the instructions so that we can be able to have a clean sheet. Please and please, I beg everyone. So, who you don't see in line with the ethics of the media team, which you all know, all of you in the media team here, you know what we should do and what we should not do. So, if we are gathered here, you see other people going to do something else different, just know that those people are not in line with the government and they're not working for the interests of the government. So, I understood that today there was a space hosted by Goodman and some other people while this very space was ongoing. So you now understand, and that should tell you that why should another space be hosted when this one is ongoing and everyone are gathered here. So that should tell you that they have already taken their own stand to themselves and they're not subject or submissive to the government. Anyone can go and do his or her thing the way he wishes to do, but do not go and become the enablers of what somebody wants to go and do. If you want to help our PM to achieve what Chukwu Okike has ordained him to do, support everything that the government is putting on the table. Now, always keep your personal ego and interests aside. Let it be Biafra first. Do not put your own personal ego and interest first. Always put Biafra first. Let Biafra override every other thing. Please, when you have issues or misunderstanding with anyone in the media team, we have the cabinet of the media team. Bring it, come and meet us. We solve it. And when we tell you, do this or do this or do that, adhere to it as far as you are participating in the media team. We do not need to come and write your name as official appointee in the media team before you know that you are in the media team. As far as you have worked in, you decided to do the needful in the media department, you are part and parcel of it. So do not go if you have any issue with your brother or sister, and then you start going to go and escalate it online. Please, come back to the house, let us hear, let us resolve. And when we implement anything or say, do like this, adhere to it so that it will not metamorphose into punishment tomorrow. Because if the people involved had adhered to what we had given to them when we had meetings with them, there wouldn't have been a coming out for a creation of a scene in the media. And when the cabinet of the government listened to the audio or this broadcast that was hosted, it was very, very appalling to the ear of the cabinet. And they were disappointed. They were disappointed with the media team. They were disappointed with me. They were disappointed with the cabinet of the media team. But at the end of the day, they were not too disappointed because we had taken measures to curtail it. And that is why the measures we took to curtail it is the reason why the sanctions were now later increased, so that they will understand that they had done something wrong, and a very bigger one. And let me also say something. For those of you that were not in the group, that group has been sanctioned and has been brought down. I wrote a message last night or earlier this morning that every Biafran in the group, as far as you're in the media team, you should exit that group forthwith. A new group will be set up and all of you that are active will be added. And let me explain one thing. When the sanction was placed on Goodman went to our PM to go and write something and report something, and that one replied him. Do you know what Goodman did? Goodman now screenshotted what PM replied him to come and post it in the group to use it to threaten me as the Minister of Information and say that we have all ganged up against him and that I have bitten more than I can chew, and that is going to show. So, distrust of you, having the courage to screenshot what PM replied you in confidence. You now screenshotted it to bring it to come and put on the media. You don't know the people in the group that have screenshotted that thing or downloaded it and then go and post it out there in the media. This was a confidential discussion between you and PM, which you can never see my discussion with PM posted on the media. So that was a betrayal of trust. So let us not go too far. Here, the announcement has been made. Goodman, Gloria, and Harry, their suspension has been taken to indefinite. And based on conduct, that will be looked on to later. So when you see where Goodman is hosting space, or Harry, do not go there because it's not working for the government. Follow where you see everyone staying so that you will not also be indicted into any punishment that may come from the cabinet. So just abide with the rules and regulations that the cabinet is giving. There must be discipline. And if you ask me, the best place or the most important place where discipline should be applied each and every day, it is in the media department. Do you know why? Because you guys are the ones representing the government. You speak for the government every day, every day, every day. You write, you post, everything you do is coming out as the communication and the representation of the government. You don't expect PM to be posting and doing broadcasts and being on space, doing everything each and every time. And then he will be the only one to do it for the international community or the whole world or BIAFRANS to know that this is what is coming out. The reason why you have department by department is for division of labor to make the workload easy. That is why we in the media, we have a very big work to do, and we must take it to be very, very serious. And we should not abuse the privilege. We should not misuse the position that God has given us. We should try to be submissive and be subjective to whatever we are told to do. So please, when we have our press briefing on Sunday by 5 p.m. Biafran time, we will talk more on new strategies that we have to bring on the table and questions that you can throw in, ideas, and then we will continue. And then this media team will continue to be more viable than before. And I must appreciate all of you for all the work that you have been doing. Goodman as well have been doing a very good work, but it is very saddened that the enemy, when he wants to destroy or to buy anyone where things are going well, he will look for someone that has been outspoken, that his voice is always glaring, that his voice is very important to the people. The enemy will not go and look for a weakling or someone that is not been speaking all the time. The enemy will not go and look for someone that his voice does not captivate Biafrans. No, the enemy will go and look for you that is standing in a position that when you speak, people like to hear you speak. People like to listen to what you say. In the name of Biafra, the enemy will go and look for such person to be able to use, to capitalize, to destroy, or to derail something. So we commend his effort of before, and we wish him well in his endeavor on Biafra in his own perspective. We hate no one, and we love everyone, and our cause is Biafra, and our message is Biafra. Hashtag Biafra first is our code name. So I salute the media team. I encourage you all to keep up the good work. It is not over until Biafra is restored. It is not over until we revenge the death of over 8 million of our children that were massacred. It is not over until we see Martin and released. It is not over until Biafra is restored. So we must continue to fight, and we will continue to defend Biafra land above all odds and with everything that we have in our blood. I appreciate all the media team and every other cabinet members of the Biafran government in Israel that are here to always support us in one way or another. Your presence are highly noted, and we adore. We thank you for being with us, and we say please always be with us so that when we go wrong, you can correct us and give us some ideas. We don't know it all, If we can check here, you will see that maybe if there are people that studied journalism and mass communication in this media team, it could be maybe just 2%. 2%. I did not study mass communication. I did not study journalism. I'm telling you guys here now. I'm an engineering student. And then I delve into computer engineering and telephony. So, but the God of Biafra is using us the way he has seen us being useful to him. And then we are doing it well. We don't need to be speaking like Laya Mohammed. We don't need to be speaking like Erufai in Arise TV. We don't need to be speaking like all those liar journalists in TV or the One Nigeria. No. All we need to do is what we have been doing, because it is the way we speak sarcastically in the manner and the mood of Biafra and in the spirit of Biafra that has been able to destroy the zoo for how many years now? So we are journalists of Biafra in Biafran spirit. We are mass communicators and communicationists of Biafra in Biafra spirit. So we don't need accolades or the documentation or master's degrees of One Nigeria to do what we are doing, because it is an inborn thing that has become part and parcel of us. That is why it is all about Biafra. So whichever way you come, we will sit down and analyze it and give it to you. At the end of the day, you will even ask if we actually studied mass communication, because the way we will dissect the thing to you in the name of Biafra and with the spirit and knowledge of Biafra, you will be surprised. So we are calling on everyone to support the Biafran Republic government in exile, because we have a lot and a lot to do. The media, you have a lot and a lot to do. And let us not be distracted. Let us keep focused. Let us keep firing, because Biafra is our heritage, and it is Biafra that we want, and it is Biafra that we die for. It is Biafra that our men and women are dying for every day in the bushes. It is Biafra that they are defending Biafra land. It is Biafra, it is Biafra, it is Biafra, and it is Biafra. I lower my mic here. They were my co-hosts.
Thank you. Thank you, our Honorable Minister of Information, Sonia Barawa, for all that you have said. We applaud you for your great work and your wisdom to handle the media, because I know that it's only this media that made Nigeria to quake, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fortified the weakness that we had during the 1967-1970 media war. It was only Okukendem's voice that was being held. The narrative that the Nigerian government is dishing out on the whole world could not be countered by one man's voice alone. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up the media, and he started with it to waken up the subconsciousness of our people to what we are doing today. Is that media that wake me and you up. None of us would have been here without the media of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why I want to stand on the existing protocol of what our Minister of Information already said and tell us. In any house that the parents are not disciplining their children, those children will grow up and grow wide. It's just a matter of time. A day will come. The parents will now grow weak. A day will come that they will tell them, please go and do this. And that child will tell his father or her mother, please do not disturb me. Because you did not start earlier to do what? To discipline and correct that child. And the only time you know obedient child is when that child is being disciplined. The actions and the inner actions of that child will tell you that actually this child belongs to this family, that it doesn't have any other family out there. Because any child that thinks that he can do without the parents and the mother, you will not allow your parents to give birth to you. You will give birth to yourself. But for the fact you anchored yourself in the stomach of your mother, he bared you there for 9 months and delivered you with pains and agony. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu use pains and agony to deliver this media that we are using today. That we can come here and say, oh, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we'll talk about Biafra. This Biafra was delivered with pains and agony, which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still in to today. So whenever you are here, whenever I'm here, as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Nobody is exceptional here. Everyone is important, like one of the spaces that I have hosted here. Everybody is important and everybody is less important. Many have come and thought that they are the all in all. And today they are nowhere to be found. And the recent one is Ambrose.